have a tab open somewhere. Oh no. We scuffed it. Oh, there we go. Haha. Hey! Anyway. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first broadcast of the Pokemon Fun League, Season 18. I am your host, Drac, and I am joined by not the co-host, but a co-host, Lebo.
Hey, it's me, Lebo.
Howdy, Lebo.
How's it going?
It's going good. I am excited to start.
I'm excited to discuss these teams. Our
Hell
fancy new
yeah.
team cards, they're beautiful. Our fancy new logos, they're gorgeous as always.
Yeah, Rob did a banger of a job on the logos, as always, as expected. So, without further ado, how about we get right into it? Let me go right over to our first guy. That would be Argonaut. We're just going in alphabetical order because when I dragged everything into, OBS, it just went in alphabetical order by default. So that's how we're doing it. Anyway, we got Argonaut's team. The only double mega team, actually. Funnily enough.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And he didn't go with, I shouldn't say the typical, but what I did with when I used double megas, when I had Slowbro and Audino, where you have like two tank cores that kind of complement each other and you don't know which one you're going to bring. He went the opposite direction and he went, all right, I am going to get the most offensive megas I can think of with Mega Beedrill and Mega Mawile.
Yeah, and one issue with that is that, so like regular Audino is still a competent mon, but regular Beedrill is not.
Right.
Regular Mawile is like borderline, but it's not that great. I don't even think it's often drafted.
No, regular Mawile is a 40-pointer.
Yeah. So I think Slowbro, I think Mega Maw, I think Tang is a really solid like trifecta right there, and the slow teleport will be fucking awesome for Mawile to get. I mean, yeah, Mega Mawile to get in
All right.
and claim some kills.
Well,
But it does kind of suck that B and Mawile are going to be struggling for the same mega spot.
right. You're never going to bring them both to the same match. However,
Yeah.
you definitely get some advantage in team prep, right? Because your opponent has to think about which mega you're bringing. One of the
It
things
is going to be hard to prep for both.
One of the things I don't super love about Argonaut's team is that it's a little weak to U-turn, right? Because whenever Slowbro or Tangrowth are in, it's pretty easy to just click that U-turn.
Yeah, and Instin's going to be taking it neutrally.
Right.
Moltres can take it fine.
Yeah, Moltres is a great
Moltres.
punisher. However, with Moltres being your Terra Captain, you don't really want it chipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
and another thing, you don't totally want it chipped. Also another thing is in our league we have the item clause.
that's true.
So, Incineroar and Moltres are often, I feel like they both often want boots, not always, but often. And Moltres is especially going to want boots,
Yeah,
just because it coming in on rocks.
and with he's
If it's
not got a
grounded,
ton of
fine,
removal
but-
either. It's like Moltres and Girder. That's it, right?
Oh,
Those are the only two defoggers.
yeah, Moltres is the defogger
Yeah.
and Girder, but
Yeah, Girder has defog as a
Yeah.
move, but I would not call Girder a defogger.
yeah. He does have solid. I mean, Lycanroc's a good rocker. Piloswine's a good rocker. Mawile can fit rocks. So that's not bad.
No, I think his hazards are fine.
Yeah, but his removal is a bit
Yeah, that might come to bite him.
lacking. The double rock, the double fire is a rough one. But I do like ground Moltres. I think that's a great.
Yeah,
and grass. I think they're
I'm a
both
fan
rad,
of
but-
these Terra types. Ground, obviously, because you get rid of two of the most easily exploitable weaknesses of electric and rock, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Grass covers electric and water, and fire in case you want to be super duper offensive.
You do the burn up thing,
Exactly.
and now you're just weird,
Like
typeless.
specs. Well, if you're Terra Fire, you're not typeless. You keep your
what
Terra
happens if
Fire. You keep the
Oh,
Terra
you keep
Fire
up?
after burn up.
Oh, you keep it. Okay.
Yep, sure do.
I forget how that works.
That's
But
how
yeah, I
it
love
works
the slow
with
pivot.
Palmot as well.
I love the slow pivot here. I like the tanks, but I am concerned about his hazard weakness. And yeah, U-turn is a thing. Also, the double megas may often compete each other, but we'll see how that works.
Yeah, it's just whichever one he's feeling to bring that week, right? It's not,
Yeah.
on the fly, a decision that you would maybe do if you had two tanks. So let's go over to the next team then. Well, actually, I did want to say other thing. I like that he has priority as well on his team. He's got like Fake Out on Incineroar, Sucker Mawile, obviously, and Mach Punch for a Girder.
Oh yeah, that is
That
good.
It's another
Very good
thing
priority.
that could it's just nice to have. Actually, I think this Lycanroc also gets Excel Rock, even though it's not Tough Claws boosted like Lycanroc
Also,
Dusk.
double regen core is
Yep.
pretty sweet. Not only are they good tanks, but he can just bounce between those ones for days if you don't have a good
Right.
poison or Darkmon.
He's maybe missing some Spadef, but I guess Dusclops fills that role.
Yeah, I suppose.
Anyway, now
I
we will
would
go
agree.
on to the next team. And it is Bick. You got Bick. Chance the Rapscot. Actually, we did not call it Argonaut's team name. Argonaut's
Oh yeah.
team name, Revenge of Diaboramon. Should have done that the very first thing. Talk about his
Yeah,
team name.
what we gonna do from now on? This is Chance the Rapska.
Yes, Chance
I
the
love
Rapscot
it.
by Bick.
I love that the little head coming out of the dung ball, the psychic ball. Whatever that is.
Yeah, the psychic dung ball that Rapska is levitating in the air. That's what I'd call it.
So there's one major thing on Bick.
Oh, he's got
and
3
this
NFEs. Yeah.
Oh, that's not even what I was gonna bring up. But also, yeah, he has 3 NFEs.
With item class,
Also,
that
we
gets
got
a
the
little
lovely
awkward.
old Sugimori artwork with Nidoqueen.
Hmm.
But this guy is the classic Golden Go and Samurai combo. So he's gonna set up all the spikes on you, and then you won't be able to remove them.
Yep.
So that's fun.
Though if he goes up against a team that has equally strong hazards, they might just set up hazards on him and be like, "No, you defog them away."
Yeah.
Because
He does.
his team's a
Yeah.
tiny bit frail. It's like Avalugg and Nidoqueen. Gold can be quite bulky if you spec him that way, but
Yeah, it really is just. Yeah, and like Samurott has passable bulk, especially if it's AV, but he is not very bulky. It's really just Nidoqueen and Avalugg, I
right.
feel.
But
Samurott taking the stray hit.
Bick is being kind of obvious what he wants to do. He wants to get Samurott in the early game, hit Ceaseless Edge a couple times, pivot around, get Jolteon in, and then just start Calm Minding up. And once he gets
Yeah,
like one Calm Mind up, and then you Terra Ice, uh, and everything's like it. You break all the sashes, you get them within range because of spikes, like end rocks on Nidoqueen. Then you're just hitting buttons to your heart's
Evil
content.
Jolteon's gonna go hard.
Yeah.
Also, I bet I don't know. This is not gonna be a common set, but one day I bet he's gonna bring an manual electric terrain setting for Valiant
Ooh, that could be
and
fun.
Thundo. I think all three of those benefit from electric terrain. I think we
Thundo,
might see it
not
one time.
really. Thundo gets rising voltage, which will be boosted if the opponent is grounded, but he's not. Thundo isn't grounded, so he doesn't get the electric terrain boost for himself.
You need to be built.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you need to get the boost. You got to be grounded. So
yes,
Zapdos doesn't get boosted.
correct.
Weird.
Yeah, just one
Huh.
of those things. Like how in psychic terrain you can bullet punch flying types.
Oh, that's interesting. I do like Nidoqueen on this team. I think that'll be really nice. And it can be bulky. I love Thundo. I think Thundo is such a solid mon.
Yeah, Thundo's
Just
so
as an
good.
emergency button to slam T-Wave too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because his team. I mean, he actually has decent speed tiers. It's Jolteon and Valiant and Thundo, and then there's a bit of a gap, but I think that's fine.
Yeah, like the 110 to like 80 range ish is kind of awkward for him. I think Goldengo is, I want to say, is 86.
It's in the mid 80s, yeah. But I do think
Uh,
people are gonna. I do wonder how this is gonna work out because a lot more birds get Heat Wave in national techs,
mm-hmm.
but I do think they're still gonna be hard to remove in most cases. I think Golden Go will be able to get in the way and do the thing.
Yeah, because really you only need that to work one time in a match, right? Because you eat your opponent's turn and you get the swap, right? So you've basically pivoted if you make that call correctly.
It's a waste of a turn, and that loses momentum.
Exactly.
It changes the game. And plus, even if it doesn't, like, the opponent still needs to prepare. Like, all right, well, I can't actually click defog here because Golden Go is going to come in, or
Mm-hmm.
Golden Go is in front of me. Plus, not every bird gets it. I mean, if your bird is Braviary, it can't really run Heat Wave.
Right. As Bick is saying Zangoose is 90 or 95. Okay.
Ah, thank you. Okay, Zangoose. Also, Zangoose does hit like a shitload of bricks.
Yeah,
So
Toxic. The Toxic
Toxic
Boost
Boost,
set.
yeah. And also, I mean, we have Valiant, and Valiant is
Oh, dude, Valiant
the
is
ultimate
so.
in.
Valiant is the ultimate. I feel like that's a very big mon to have Valiant because it can go either set. It's got a ton of utility moves. It's Bick will just bring a different set every single week, and you
Got
won't know
Calm Mind,
what it's gonna do.
Encore, Swords Dance, Sub. It gets all the coverage.
Hmm.
Anything. It gets T-Wave. It gets. I don't even know. It might even get Willow. I don't even know. It gets some crazy stuff.
I do not believe it gets Willow.
Thank God.
It gets debond. I know that.
D-Bond.
Hell yeah.
It just gets tons of stuff that you're not gonna immediately anticipate, and Bick will.
Absolutely
We'll
punish
be able
you.
to take advantage of some of that stuff. And yeah, Terra's
Valiant is
ulti on it is
Diet
solid.
Dragapult, Bick says.
No pivot, but it is good.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Valiant and Dragapult have very similar archetypes. Valiant with +1 speed though and booster energy. Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know about Diet Dragapult. That's a little cruel towards Valiant. It is
I do think
kind of like Dragapult.
it does kind of hurt having 3 of your NFEs though, all often like Eviolite. Thwacky doesn't need it. It can run Terrain Extender. It can run like Choice Band, but
Yeah.
you can't run like Thwacky Eviolite and
Yeah,
War
you're
Turtle
you're not
Eviolite.
bringing both Sliggoo and War Turtle to the same match.
Yeah.
And the matches where you're bringing one of those and Thwacky, very, very tiny number of matches.
That is true as well. That is true as well. I hope to see Avalug Iron Defense up one game though.
That'll be
Uh,
funny.
It's always good when it just becomes a wall. Yeah,
Avalon
I
is great.
expect very fun sets from Vic. He always gets pretty creative. We're gonna see Rest Talk Samurott, I bet.
And then you roll Ceaseless Edge. That'd be hilarious. All right, that has been Bix Team, Chance the Rabska. Up next, we got Bobby, we got Rob with Monstars. So, he has Ditto, Cinderace, Mega Slowbro, Florges, Obstagoon, Steelix, Minior, Rotom, Electros, Lipard, and Terra Appleton.
This team is all around for me. I
Uh,
love some of it. I'm confused by some of it. It's everywhere.
yeah, so the big thing about this team that really jumps out to me is you have Minior and Obstagoon there. Those are extremely competent Terra users.
I think those are incredibly good terror users.
Yeah.
Minior with Shell Smash and Shield down
Hmm.
is kinda nutso. And Obstagoon as well with
Right.
Guts.
With
It's
Guts
like a
and
brick shit ton.
and he gets Gunk Shot, NCC, incredibly hard hitting moves on their own that are Guts boosted. Then you can add that 1.5 Terra multiplier on top of all of that.
Ugh.
It'd be so strong. You just
Yeah,
if you have Obstagoon in against a tank, then I feel like you almost guarantee claim a kill.
I think I do think a different Terra captain would benefit him greatly.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think the team itself is really solid.
Yeah.
I want to say
that's
overall
true.
the team is really solid. I just think that the team captain itself is a little question.
I like
But I
Mega
think
Slowbro across from Florges. Big defense wall, big spit F wall.
and then Steelix and then Apple,
Mhm.
like that's really solid. And then you got Electros. There's a lot of bulk here.
Yeah, and then you got
There's a lot of
Ditto
bulk.
to counter sweep.
Yeah, you literally can't set up on him because he just throws Ditto out.
Right, right.
Ditto is really good on this team because it's with its the slow bulkiness. Ditto really complements it. I think because
Mhm.
it can always just reverse sweep.
I agree. And then you got
Um,
Cinderace. Cinderace is a super versatile mon. You can run like a court change and like utility with Blaze and stuff, and it even gets
Yeah.
Will-O-Wisp. Then or you can even just do like the banded Life Orb Protean set.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, actually, so the more that I look at it, so his offense is Cinderace and Obstagoon
And Minior.
and Minior.
Yeah,
And
it's very
Ditto,
one way
like
or the
Ditto,
other.
I guess, I feel like so I am a bit confused by Electros and Rotom. I'm guessing he wanted the ghost, but
Yeah, I think he wanted the ghost. That's the
I
only
just
thing I
think
can think
it's
of.
not worth it to maybe double up on your electric types. It is cool they both levitate.
Hmm.
Um, but I think there could be more maybe speed or hitting power here. Cinderace is decently fast, hits pretty damn hard. I mean, Obstagoon hits like a brick, but I feel like there is missing some attackers here that aren't them.
Big is saying this team with Terra Appleton has no issue with ice and Terra Steel Appleton. I mean, I feel like the team was not seriously weak to ice anyway. Uh, I mean, Florges is a huge spit off. You're eating ice beams and freeze dries for days. I mean, it's neutral against Steelix, and like the ice types don't want a steel move.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it definitely
Slowbro
does help.
resists unless it's freeze dry.
Yeah, it definitely is. It doesn't have a ton of ice resist, but also,
I don't think ice would be like, oh my god, I gotta bring ice beam on everybody or freeze dry on everybody against this team because it's so
yeah,
weak. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think you have an. If it's special, you have Florges for it, and if it's physical, then
You got
Slowbro
Slowbro.
sits on it.
Um,
And like Steelix is neutral, but I
right.
mean, ice types can't sit on it.
Yeah.
I see
Especially
his
with
point, but
Appleton's stab doing like double stab Terra and then steal that. If you're going with a defensive Terramon, I think you want the types that you don't cover. So you want poison to resist like the
yeah,
bug and the
I do think Steel
fairy.
was a good move. Steel was a good move,
Yeah, if
especially
you are
with
gonna,
big
yeah,
fat.
you would definitely want Terra Steel if you're going that on Appleton. I think poison
Yeah,
would have been another good one, and then I don't even
maybe
know for the
fairy,
last one, Ghost. Yeah, Ghost or Fairy.
fairy or water. Yeah, fairy is a good defensive type, and then your dragon fairy, it's weird. Um, yeah, I like some stuff. I think Ditto will definitely like save him in a lot of games when tries
Hmm.
to set up. But I
It's
think there
it
could be
does
a bit
seem
more
like
offense here.
right. It does seem like Ditto or Minior are going to be the win cons like 90% of the
Yeah,
time.
I'm sure we'll see some set of sweeping Slowbro though,
That would be
because
cool.
that
Double
that will
dance
be
slow
good
bro,
here.
or even just you've got big enough defense. Just see him slack off, right?
Yeah,
All
yeah. I feel
right.
like he's gonna be relying on. Oh,
Yep. Sorry, I opened up VLC for a second. I forgot to start playing music, so I'm just bringing that up.
oh,
I
okay.
I flash banged Lebo with a white VLC background because I'm
um.
sharing my screen with him. Sorry.
So anyway, I do think his offense is very reliant on Cinderace and Obstagoon, and I
Hmm.
think maybe making him then the Terra Captain would have been nicer. Maybe Minior will kick ass, but only in a couple games.
Yeah, Big is saying that Apple by itself is meh. Um, I would agree. It's like just like kind of average. It's not super exciting. But with Terra, it's like a god tank, I guess is what Big is trying to say.
It's a good. It will be a good tank.
Yeah. It will be. You're right. It'll be a good tank. I just feel like there's a lot of like potential left on the table with Obstagoon and Minior there. That's
Yeah,
all I'm thinking.
I think maybe a more offensive Ghost could be taken if you
Right.
want to keep toss Electros for a different mon. Electros is great AV, but
Rob
you have
and Mike
plenty of
love you,
bulk.
Electros. You will never get them to trade that mon.
I love Electros too, but listen. I'm just providing some advice from what I see.
Yeah, Eel
But I
is
do like the team
okay.
overall.
Yeah, this is a strong team. Only big question mark is Appleton.
Yeah, and just I think it could use a little more offense.
Right. Oh,
But
and let's not forget the prankster support with Lipard. Prankster T-Wave,
yeah.
Prankster Encore, whatever the hell you want.
Oh wait, what's his removal is Court Change, Defog Florges, and Defog Rotom
Defog Rotom, yeah.
as well. Rocks is Steelix. I guess Minior get it too.
Yeah, Meteor gets rocks. Yeah, I think he's
That's
maybe
it.
got like a bit below average hazard support, but it's
Yeah,
fine. Like you
it's
don't you
serviceable.
often don't need more than just rocks.
Yeah, and Steelix is gonna come a lot of the time. I feel.
Right. All right, let's go over to Crispin, Digimon fanboy. I absolutely love this icon.
I love the icon and I love the team card. I think the art style of Whimsicott. This just looks like it's from an anime still. Just
Well, I
Whimsicott on the
mean,
flower background.
when I was so I made this team card. I made half the team cards, and Thomas made half the team cards. So this is one of my team cards. I just like Googled like Pokemon flower field background or something like that.
I tried. I try.
Anyway, this is beside the
Maybe
point. Let's not
another
talk about
creature.
the card. We're talking about Mons
Yeah.
here.
Mons. This is a
Hyper
fucked up sun
Sun.
team.
Hyper Sun
This
team.
is Hyper Sun.
And Crispin is actually in the weather division.
That's funny.
Very funny.
So we got Megazard Y. I mean, you wanna rattle off the names?
Yeah, sure. We got Megazard Y. We got Great Tusk. We got Roaring Moon. Regular ass Lilligant. We got Ninetales, Doublade, Executor, Tauros Fire, Paldean Tauros Fire, Galissapod, Whimsicott, and Terra Heliolisk. I am extremely excited to see what he does with Terra Heliolisk, because Solar Power plus Terra plus Specs, oh my god, things are going to blow up.
Yeah, I want to see some Terra Heliolisk. I love Heliolisk. I think it's a great mon. And I just think it's really, he's just so charming. It's just a charming mon. Giving it ice is a really good move. Ghost is cool. Flying will, it'll save your ass.
I'm actually going to look something up real quick. I forget if Heliolisk was brought into this gen.
Okay. I think it was.
No, it was not. So it does not have Terra Blast. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, ice
that
is...
actually hurts him a bit.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I'm a lot less excited about Terra
I know it gets
Heliolisk.
Shadow Ball. I know it gets Shadow Ball.
It gets Hyper Voice.
He may want to reconsider the ice and flying, because I don't know if it gets any stab for that.
Yeah, I think Heliolisk gets Signal Beam, I want to say.
Oh, he might have not checked.
Yeah, I think he... Man, that's a shame, because Heliolisk would be so good.
Oh.
Okay, it gets Dark Pulse. Okay, it's Dark Pulse and Grass Knot. Actually, Grass would be a fantastic Terra type for Heliolisk.
Grass would work. Grass would work.
And it's I mean it's
Solar
week
Beam.
0. That's not a draft, so he would get a free Terra swap if that's the case. Only ice coverage is hidden power. Yeah. I think that's correct.
But otherwise, this is a Hyper Sun team, as you said.
Yeah.
So we got Megazard Y as Sun Abuser. We have Tusk and Roaring Moon
both of them love to be in the sun.
Now,
Lilligant is also a Sun Abuser. It gets Chlorophyll and Quiver Dance.
As does Whimsicott, as does Executor. They also have Chlorophyll, which is fucking nuts. So he really just went all out. Now, my one question is, did he need the Ninetail?
Yeah, I don't think he needed Ninetales. I think he should consider a different mon at 100 points.
I think you could have used your mon.
Bringing up that Heliolisk also gets Weather Ball. Thank you.
Oh, Sorry. Weather Ball. Thank you. Yeah, Weather Ball is pretty neat.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let me do some math real quick. So we got 100 base power Weather Ball multiplied by 1.5 for the Sun, multiplied by 1.5 for Terra, multiplied by 1.5 for Solar Power, multiplied by 1.5 for what's the last thing I'm thinking of, for Specs. So that's whatever 375 times 1.5 is. So like almost 450 base power Weather Ball if he's Terrifier.
And Specs. But
no, that I counted. Yeah, Specs, Weather, Stab, Solar Power. That's 4. Yeah, so it's like almost a 450 base power. Actually, more than.
But hey, Electric Fire is one of those great type combos.
Yeah.
Could be worth changing.
Yeah, you can think about that.
I do wonder if you went a little too hard, just because. Do you need the Blaze Tauros? Do you need the Ninetales? The Ninetales, I just think, is redundant.
You know what? I think Crispin's just here to have fun.
He might just be here to have fun, and honestly, I could see it. I mean, every mon here except Galissapod and Doublade are Sun Abusers, and they're both like not bad mons to have.
Yeah.
Every other mon abuses Sun.
Dude, I'm just thinking about that Heliolisk Weather Ball.
It's worth checking, Crispin. I think you might want to switch your Terra types.
Yeah, I'll message him.
You might have not known.
I will message him after the broadcast.
I honestly didn't check with Hitmonlee when I did mine.
Yeah. Well, at least Hitmonlee has Terra Blast.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Whimsicott, funnily enough, even will have regular ass support. It'll do its regular support things on top of having Chlorophyll abuse.
I can't imagine that it's gonna run Chlorophyll a lot, but it
probably not.
I think that thing does get Weather Balled too. I think most of these do.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm surprised. Also, I think Terra Lilligant wouldn't be the worst with Quiver Dance.
Yeah, Terra
I love
Lilligant would be good. Because I think it gets synth as well, so it would be one of those things like you could do a mini Volcarona where you just run full Fizz Def,
I
synth,
might be nuts,
QD,
but I
and
think
just
Lilligant
do it a
gets
million
strength
times.
sap.
It might.
I think he gets strength sap. So you can run full defense, but like, I think it legit runs strength sap too. Or yeah, QD synth and just like boost up on Terra Water.
That'd be
But
super
Whimsicott
fun.
also can always do the demon subseed set
Oh
if the
yeah.
opponent doesn't have a grass. But brutal. It feels
It's
terrible.
it's tough to
by it.
bring a grass type into this team.
Yeah.
Maybe he does have some really dastardly plans like that.
And I mean, so Megazord Y is known for being weak to rocks,
Right.
but you do have one of the greatest rapid spinner of all time.
Yeah, Tusk
Great
is an
Tusk.
amazing rapid spinner.
And Photosynthesis Roaring Moon will just demolish absolutely everything.
That being said, the only
I
other
think-
removal is Whimsicott.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. It is priority at least.
Yep, priority. Unless it's a dark type across from you.
Yeah, that is an odd interaction. But yeah, I think this is half meme, but also half like, this is absolutely a threat team.
Oh, 100%.
It is kind of funny that there's 3 grass types and 2 sunsetters and like Galissapod and 2 fire types, but this is actually like a demonic team.
Yeah, like, I think the first few weeks we're going to see Roaring Moon sweeps with little to no effort. It's
Yeah.
just going to look like, wow, why did we let this happen? It's going to feel like that. And then people are going to like wise up and figure stuff out, and it'll be harder. But then at that point, he's going to have like Heliolisk destroying everybody, Whimsicott doing subseed stuff, then a Great Tusk, a Rapid Spin bulking up a million times.
The one issue with being so hard into Sun though is that if someone finds a way to shut it down, either with rain or with rival weather setter, or
He is in
something
the
else,
weather division.
He is in the weather division. Your mons do struggle a bit more. I mean, Roaring Moon's going to be fine either way, but Lilligant, Heliolisk, they might suffer a bit.
Yeah. Another thing is, it's a good thing that he is Sun, as Bick brought up, because he just really hurting for flying resists. So Hurricane being 50% accurate is a boon.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
That being said, that's not a 50% you want a lot of the time.
Yeah, and you're not going to be sending Dewblade into Hurricanes.
But I like the look of this team just because it's so obvious and in your face about what he's trying to do, and it's like,
a fun team.
Figure it out. Better stop me.
It's a fun team.
Yeah. All right. So that has been Crispin, Digimon fanboy. On to the next one. Me. It's Drac.
Yours.
Phalanx Navidad.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
You chose some 3D sprites for these.
Yeah, for some of the ones I chose 3D sprites if I thought they looked better for
I've seen it in
the card.
Sizer.
Yeah, so
and
I think Scizor, Latias, and Lapras are the 3D ones.
Yeah.
Toxtricity might be, but that also might be official art. I don't remember.
So this team is headlined by Zamazenta.
No, it's headlined by
is-
Spadops. Look at the Cardmon.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is headlined by Spadops. Spadops is going to be a major threat that everyone
Hell
needs to
yeah,
prepare for.
dude! It's gonna
every
circle
match.
throw everybody.
It's going to stake out. And
It's gonna stake out, circle throw you. Exactly.
Zamazenta is going to be a threat for every team. I really like Zamazenta,
Yeah.
Scissor, and Laddie as
Oh
your
yeah, they're.
top 3.
I was really excited about that core. Oh yeah, another thing I should bring up just because it's relevant and nobody else knows except the commissions and Tristan. Tristan, I was originally gonna draft King Gambit instead of Scizor, but then I was talking with like Tristan and Kyle and Mario at Anime NYC, and Tristan gets Melmetal sniped. He's like, damn, I got Melmetal sniped. I guess I'll choose King Gambit. And in my brain, I was like, oh, that means he's picking King Gambit first, so I'm not gonna get him. However, no, he actually picked King Gambit second, so I swapped my pick off of King Gambit without even trying to say I want King Gambit in the commish chat to get Scizor, only to find out that...
Well, listen, I think Scissor is great.
Yeah, no, Scizor is an
it's
amazing
such a
mon.
versatile guy.
I'm fine with that as a backup.
Yeah. I think Scissor is going to do you well.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you have good fire resist with it, with
Sure do.
Laddie and Talonflame and Dashpa and even Lapras
Yep.
with Thick Fat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you have a lot of fire resist, actually. And yeah, it's great priority to go with Laddie, who's a demon special attacker and Zama who will just do iron defense body press shenanigans or scarf you. And then you got Toxtricity with
Yeah, I'm excited
demon...
about Terra Toxtricity.
Dude, Boom Burst is gonna destroy.
Yes, Punk Rock, Terra Normal, Boom Burst. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, that's gonna be straight nasty. And with any steals or ghosts, I mean, you have slow.
I've run some calcs. Toxtricity.
You have Zama.
Toxtricity melts a lot of steel types.
I believe it. Yeah, and you don't even need the fighting.
The
Ghosts
fighting
are the only thing, and you have Dark for that, and you have Bramble and Skunk, who are sizable mons, even if they're low tier.
Yeah,
like they will take care of a ghost and a ghost in the way.
Absolutely. I chose Terra Fighting as the last Terra type on Toxtricity just because I wanted the option to run like a physical set with Drain Punch, just to have that option on the table. Not that I think it's going to be better than the special set, but you know, there could be a one-off where that's very good. You know.
I think it's a very fun idea, and it could definitely work out. I mean, you're still shift gearing, and shift gear is a great move.
Oh yeah, shift gear. Ooh, baby.
What is this physical attack? 95.
Yeah, something like that. I want to say it's a weird number, like 93, but it's not over 100, but it's also not like 0.
Is Condor your only rocker?
As far as rocks go, yeah, that's the only rocks. But Spidops gets spikes, NT spikes, and webs. Bramble gets spikes. Skuntank gets spikes, NT spikes.
I think it just gets T spikes. But
okay, either way.
That's pretty solid. And like good spikers are good spikers.
Oh, there we go, big Technician Trailblaze, my man.
Technician Trailblaze. Oh, that's kind of dirt nasty against the groundwater.
Yeah. Scissor also gets
I
Technician
think this team
Trailblaze.
is very competent. Yeah, yes it does. I haven't gotten to run it yet in my other league, but it's good. I really like Lapras as the water absorber, and a water ice is always really good. It's hard to switch into.
Oh yeah.
I think this is a very solid team.
Yeah. So I originally was gonna pick Moltres, but then I got sniped by Argonaut. However, I'm a lot happier with Talonflame than I originally thought. I thought like my draft was gonna just kind of fall apart as I need like, oh, I need a bulky flyer. Oh, well, for that I'm gonna have to swap out for something else, and then it's gonna screw up everything else. But no, I just like, okay, I'll swap for Talonflame just because it's the same type, and I'll see where the rest of my draft goes. And I basically got to draft everything I wanted for the rest of the draft, except I was originally gonna draft Eldegoss over Brambleghast, but then I decided Brambleghast because he's cool.
I think Brambleghast will be a lot more useful, and also the Tailwind Windrider plays that you're able to do is kind of nuts and really cool. I think that'll definitely work out every now and then. And plus, people are always going to forget, hit Hurricane on you, and then you just take it up.
Or Heat Wave, correct.
Or Heat Wave. It's nuts. Yeah, technically, he's another fire resist.
For one fire move.
For one fire move, but it's a thing.
Yeah, I guess this team is like maybe a little weak to flying, but I don't think it's super weak to flying, right? Because I mean, Toxtricity still hits overdrive.
It's just
Hurricane specifically, I'm immune to with Bramble. Lapras is gonna eat up flying moves. It's so freaking fat.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a really competent flyer, I'd be worried, but otherwise, I think Toxtricity can take one. You know. It'll be fine.
Yeah, Toxtricity.
You're definitely a little weak, but I think it's manageable.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. And on top of that, like Lati and Zama are so fast, and Talonflame are so fast that they're gonna outpace most flyers. So
yeah,
not super sweating
just T-Bolt, Ice Beam it.
I'm super excited to see what I can do with Zama. Scizor is gonna be a huge, great Gloomon, and also like a sweeper as well. If when I find the time to run a Swords Dance set, Lati. Yeah, air Slash is not a wind move. Correct. I know, Bick. Thank you. Lati has a million bajillion different sets. Like it gets Memento.
Oh, absolutely.
It gets Agility,
it gets
Calm Mind, Weakness Policy, Stored Power,
Flip
that
Turn
kind of stuff.
for some reason.
Yeah, it gets Flip Turn. I mean, most weeks is probably just going to be Specs Luster Purge. You know what I mean?
Does it get Misty Fire?
It does get Mystical Fire.
Cool. Rad. Sucks for the steals. I think it might get Earth Power. I forget.
I do not believe it gets Earth Power.
Okay, thank God.
It still gets Beam Bolt, so.
Excellent. Yeah, Laddie would be good for you.
And then, I don't know. You wanted to say anything else? You said everything about my team. You brought up the
Yeah, I
Skuntank,
think
Bramble,
we're good to go
Lapras,
on.
Conda.
I love Skuntank and I love Bramble too. I think those low tiers are great.
Yeah, Skuntank is one of those mons that's like borderline 40-60. And I'm happy it's 40 this season because I get that. Hee hee hee.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
Yes, we shall move on. Next up, we got Hunter with no shame in losing.
I love the name. The Darkrai meme is also hilarious.
Yes, so Hunter, when I was asking who, I asked around like, oh, hey, who do you want as your team card? Hunter says he wanted Darkrai, and then he sent me a screenshot from his phone of this frame from the movie, and he said, I want this to be Darkrai. So we're using Longlegs Darkrai from the movie.
Longlegs Darkrai. So this is a very interesting team. We have Darkrai first off. We have Mega Venusaur,
Scary.
Volcarona, Aerodactyl, Terra Volcarona, Flapple, Smeargle,
I'm
Druddigon,
sorry, Volcarona, you mean Volcanion.
Volcanion, my bad, Orbital, Zebstrika, and Electivire. Now, I love some of these mons.
Dude, when I saw him draft Aerodactyl, I thought he was going to go Terra Aerodactyl. I was like, oh my god, someone's going to do it. They're going to Terra Normal, Rockhead, Double Edge everything. But no.
Oh, shit.
But
That
no,
would've
he's
been
going
sick.
Volcanion.
So, okay, I like Terra Volcanion. I didn't even know, I forgot that he was in 120. I think he's a really good Terramon. My one thing is that I think he should have chose maybe Terra Fairy or Terra Dragon.
Terra Dragon would have been quite good.
I say that because Volcarona cannot hit Dragon. I mean, Volcanion, I'm sorry.
Right, Volcanion.
Both water and fire, Dragon resist.
Yeah, and its coverage is like Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, right?
Yeah, so
That's
I think Fairy or Dragon could really help with those kind of matchups.
Yeah, I think Dragon
where
would have been the
Dragon
better
could sit on
Terra
it.
type, actually, because you resist its weaknesses.
You
I
resist
guess
its
you don't
weaknesses,
resist
but also
ground,
then,
but...
then you get hit by the Dragon, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. You also don't want to get hit by it. But, I love Mega Venusaur. I think Darkrai is such a great mon.
Oh, that's a problem mon. That's a problem and a half kind of mon.
I've been running it in another league,
Mhm.
and it's just really fast, and you need to prep for, like, Scarf, you gotta prep for Nasty Plot, because both of them can really screw you up.
Yeah. Another thing to bring up is that he's got another strong sweeper D-Dancer with Flapple. I think Flapple is pretty underrated mon, because with Hustle and D-Dance, you can really go to the races.
Flapple's pretty cool. There is a couple type overlaps here, which means he might be missing some others. Like, we have Druddigon and we have Flapple. They're different
Right.
roles, though. We have Zeb and Electivire, both electrics. There's the
Yeah,
bottom tiers, but, like...
He does not have a ground type outside of Volcanion.
Yeah,
Terra
I feel like
Volcanion. That's
a
probably...
couple things could be patched.
Yeah, it's not the worst, though. He also does not have a fighting type.
Yeah, does Druddigon get Defiant?
No.
Forget, okay.
No, it gets
'Cause,
Rough
yeah,
Skin,
Orbeetle's
Sheer
gonna be
Force, and something else.
Orbeetle will be an interesting one, because he can do waves with Darkrai, and now Darkrai could maybe run Modest or Specs
Ooh, yeah.
a lot easier.
Oh, another thing to bring up, his speed tiers there's a huge gap in his speed tiers. His fastest mon between Darkrai, there's no mons between Darkrai and Electivire, so that's 95 to 125.
Wow. It's kind of interesting.
That means like 110s are going to be able to run Adamant or Modest.
Yeah.
Could be scary.
Yeah.
But then again, you've got webs for that, so
Also,
it's not the
Ice is-
worst.
Okay, so Ice is bad for Druddigon, bad for Flapple, bad for Aerodactyl, neutral on
On Venusaur.
Venusaur, neutral on Darkrai.
Yeah, he does actually have a problem with ice.
Volcarona,
Terra
I mean,
Fire Volcanion is like it.
Volcanion, yeah, Volcanion is I mean, Volcanion double resist, which is nice.
Smeargle
unless
is a
it's
threat with
freeze dry, but,
Technician
like-
Pop Bomb. I don't know if I would say threat. Like, you can maybe
Does it even
pick
have
off one
Technician?
kill. I mean, Big said it, so I'm just gonna take his word for it. Yes,
I
that's
mean,
that's true. Smeargle does get all the new funny hazard moves with Stone Axe and Ceaseless.
Smeargle will be funny.
But he wasn't really hurting for hazards anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a nice little extra treat with Smeargle.
It is cute to have Ceaseless Edge with it.
But Smeargle's so weak. What if you
Yeah,
just
really
like
needs the
lead
sash.
lead off against somebody with a move that hits twice, then you die and you lose.
Yeah. I think there's a couple types you could get. Maybe fill that speed gap, but overall I think it's cool. I love Mega Venusaur. But also 2 poison types. But also Darkrai. So you can't just Psychic spam, I guess.
Orbital resists Psychic.
Yeah.
Two electric types as well. 2 electric types with electric immunity.
There's no Steel type.
Yeah, that's right. There's no Steel type.
Yeah, I think Hunter. My recommendation as a professional, maybe get a Steel type. I don't know what you're gonna find in tier 40, but
well, you can Electivire is 60, right? You could drop either Electivire or Zebstrika for Escav.
Is Electivire 60?
Yeah, I think we moved him up.
I thought he was in 40.
He was definitely
We'll
40 last
later.
season. Let's do a quick check.
Quick check.
No, we didn't move him. Okay. Electivire was still 40. Okay.
Okay, good.
I guess Zebstrika would be the one you would pick. Oh, also Zebstrika is like 117 or something. So I'm tripping when I said his speed tiers were out of whack.
Yeah. There, he does fill a speed gap. But I don't know if you need 2 electrics. 2 poisons kind of duplicate. You got 2 dragons. Maybe try and diversify a bit.
Yeah. That being said, his team is
cool.
very, very hard to both break down and switch into.
Yeah, Mega Venusaur and Weezing are going to sit on stuff, and Darkrai's going to be a problem.
And they both hit deceptively hard.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I can see Bandit Aerodactyl doing some nasty stuff as well. But yeah, Hunter's team is like, I don't know, a little lopsided. Some of the mons are super scary, some of the mons are like, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's also my bias creeping in, because I think Smeargle is like a waste of a mon. Because it like only ever does really one thing. You're either gonna like set up hazards or spore turn 1, and then.
Hey, if he wants to do Shell Smash, I'm here for it. But I'd love to see it happen.
I mean, the issue with Shell Smash is that if you run into like any priority, or Smeargle just gets one shot, that's a big problem.
Truly.
Because you can't run. You'd have to run Eject Pack on it. And
yeah.
then, who's his copycatter? I don't think.
Oh my god.
I don't think he has a copycatter unless Volcanion mysteriously gets it.
That would be really funny.
That would be
actually that would be
funny.
fucking nuts. I'm sure something gets copycat, but yeah, maybe consider changing around maybe some Volcanion Terra types. Otherwise, maybe filling some type holes. But otherwise, it's a cool team.
Yeah, the big thing I think is he's quite weak to ice. If there's a strong Icemon like Weavile, even though Weavile's not on the board, Weavile would be hell on earth for this team.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
yeah, it would be.
Who's your switching? Your switching is Volcanion, but then if you Terra,
Weezing.
Yeah, Volcanion and Weezing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
But yeah, that's Hunter's team. I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Yeah,
huge.
Sure.
Big
I mean,
bulk.
he's definitely gonna get some games.
Yeah, mons that are impossible to switch into.
It's a solid team. Yeah, there's a lot of problems on the team. You know, like a lot of offensive problems, a lot of threats.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what Darkrai does, because that was a mon we were contentious about bringing in. I mean, I wasn't. I was like, yeah, bring it in Darkrai. Darkrai will be fine.
I'm okay with bringing Darkrai, but it's quite good.
Yeah, it's quite good.
I've come around on it since I've used it a bit.
All right. Ready to go to the next team?
Yes.
Next up, we got James with the Pokemon Fun Team, a repeat team name. Yay!
Oh, it is a repeat team name?
Yeah, he is the same team name last season.
Come on, James.
But he has the most obvious in-your-face Trick Room team imaginable.
And it's fantastic. Porygon 2 with Trick Room and Teleport is one of the pinnacles of setters.
Let's not forget
your guy in safely.
Let's not forget about Cress with Lunar Dance and Trick Room.
That's true as well. I think Aromatisse also gets it, but it can't teleport or anything.
No.
But the idea here, as I'm sure you see, is set up Trick Room, and now Melmetal and Ampharos and Conkeldurr go to town.
Right.
And if that's not enough, you also have Crawdon.
There is one pretty big issue with this team is that his fastest mon is Cress, and it's like 85 speed.
Oh, that's bad.
That is very bad.
Yeah, maybe get something a bit faster than that. Yeah, that's a bit slow.
Yeah, because I think...
Because that thing's never running speed investment.
Right. It's very often not running speed investment. So, like, mods that are just, like, decently fast are going to be able to run full HP against you. And all of a sudden, mods that would one-shot stuff like Conk and Ampharos are not one-shotting stuff anymore. And you go, uh-oh!
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely see that. It's nice to have priority with Crawdon as well and Conk. That'll be nice, even if you're in Trick Room. Or not. I mean, when you're not in Trick Room, those things will definitely clean up. But yeah, you're right. That is a massive speed problem.
I think
but
he's
switching in will be absolutely brutal. I don't know how you're going to do it against Melmetal and Ampharos.
Another thing is that with all of his Trick Room mons being so slow and not having an offensive presence, they're just going to get taunted. You know?
Yeah,
and it's not like he really should have gone with Hat over Crest because Hat can't get taunted. That's why Hat is like the best Trick Room setter.
I think I agree with that. Yeah, because you can taunt everyone else.
Yeah.
I think if he could get really cheap speed instead of Carbink, that might be worth it.
Yeah. Another
like
thing.
Like a Striker would kind of work on this.
Another thing I'm not a huge fan of is the Crawdon Terra, because with adaptability in Terra, you do not get a huge boost.
That being said, on this team, I don't know who I'd choose. Maybe P2, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Like, I don't blame him
Can't
for
taunt
choosing
Aromatisse?
Crawdon.
Oh, does it get... Oh, does it get, like, Flower Veil or whatever that is?
Yeah,
I don't think it gets
Aroma
Oblivious.
No, yeah, it's Flower Veil or Aroma Veil.
Aroma Veil, that's what it is. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, you can't taunt.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That guy.
I'm gonna just check if Aromatisse gets Trick Room. Yes, it does. Okay. Alright, so...
it gets Wish.
Aromatisse... That being said, Hat is still a much better Trick Room setter than Aromatisse.
Or Cress, but yes.
I think Cress is fine because you get the Lunar Dance stuff. Although Hat also gets Healing Wish, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe get Hat and then get something instead of Aromatisse.
Yeah, because Hat kind of fits in both the roles.
Speed. Yeah.
Yeah, then okay, so you drop Crest down to Hat, you get 20 extra points, so now you can get a 100 pointer that's in like 100 to 110 speed.
Yeah, I think that's solid. Then you got a Bomba Snow in case you want to boost up. I think that's solid.
Yeah, he's definitely got mega screen support with the Bomba Snow and Carbink.
Yeah.
Scent of Scorch.
I like Scent of Scorch. I think Scent of Scorch is a great bottom tier.
Yeah, it's 40 points, so it gets Flash Fire and Flame Body. That's all you could ask for in a 40
Power
point.
Whip. I think that's great. But yeah, switching into his heavy hitters, that's going to be absolutely brutal.
James, I bet, thinks Fire Lash is going to absolutely go off most games.
I think there's a lot of... This team is threatening with Trick Room up.
Right, Melmetal's the big one.
Yeah.
You got to either find a resist with Rocky Helm, or find him on that's slower.
The one problem I see is that let's say you get a fighting type versus P2.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to switch in. He needs to have Crest there. And Crest is a great fighting resist, or Aroma there.
Yeah, and P2 is such an easy knockoff.
Yeah,
right?
and you're wasting Trick Room turns. Mm-hmm. So you just got to be careful because it's very easy to waste Trick Room turns, and it's a very short effect.
Yeah, you get effectively 3 turns of Trick Room.
Yeah. Which can be enough, but is not always.
New mons get overpriced.
Terra Crawdon, we'll see how that works.
Yeah,
I think some speed would be nice.
Because there's no difference between the boost you get without adaptability and with adaptability. They both go up to like 1.5 times 1.5, so 2.25x. So
that sounds right.
You're really just it's kind of a waste. And then if you Terra Dragon, you lose adaptability on Water and Dark.
There's also no ground type here, but you have Mega Amph, so at least he 4x resists.
Yeah, Electric could be an issue.
No flying type. Oh no, but you have Crest, who levitates.
Yeah, I don't
with a
know.
pseudo flying.
This team, it doesn't gel with me. It seems very vulnerable to, like, just kind of fast mons and taunt and stuff. I'm curious, Murphy, what mons you think were overpriced, because we talked a lot. I mean, maybe Iron Boulder is overpriced, but Iron Boulder is also very good.
There's a discussion to be had.
Yeah, that's a whole other discussion. This is
New
a draft
mons get
preview.
overpriced. It's tradition, he says. I agree that new mons usually get like a tier higher than they should be, but not always. I think I agree with most of them. Yeah.
He drafted 100 set to scores for 100 points when it was new. Oh, okay, that's what Murphy was saying in response to the overpriced. That. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Also, hello, Lord Ariados.
Should we go on to the next team?
Yeah. Let's go around. Let's up next. We got Kyle with the Sand Team Cub True Drip.
This is a very classic Sand Team.
Mm-hmm.
Hepowden, Excadrill, and Mandibuzz with Overcoat. I think Rotom Heat here also is fantastic. That's a fantastic mon on sand to help eliminate grasses and waters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kyle he's got the very tiny sand core, which I'm a fan of doing the tiny cores, because then you just draft a regular all-around strong team alongside that, and then you're cooking.
Raging Bolt is a new mon, very potent.
Oh yeah.
Calm Mind Thunderclap. And Thunderclap
137 special attack.
Yeah, Thunderclap is a 60 base power, correct?
70.
Priority. 70?
Mm-hmm. It's the same as Sucker Punch. Yeah.
Ugh.
So Raging Bolt has special Thunderclap, special Sucker Punch. So if you choose a move against it and hit Thunderclap, it'll go first, and it's electric type, and it's special. And this guy is Electric Dragon, who also gets Calm Mind and Booster Energy, right? Or Photosynthesis,
okay, but
I should
it is
say.
a Sucker Punch. You need to attack it.
Correct. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, this team is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, so faster waters don't work. Fast grounds though.
Yeah, you
work,
need.
But also you have Mandibuzz. And
you need like
Rotom
Garchomp.
Yeah, then Mandibuzz sits on.
Mm-hmm.
Rotom Heat sits on. That's pretty solid. I like Roserade on this team too.
Rosary is a fun mon.
Yeah, I do think this team is I was gonna say it's weak to ground, but like you do have Mandy and you do have Rotom Heat, and that's kind of okay.
Yeah, that's decent. Though the issue is that all the ground types get Stone Edge, and Rotom and Mandibuzz don't appreciate that. Though Mandibuzz will start eating them if they're not stab.
Yeah.
Still not a position you want to be in. We haven't even talked about Terra Scrafty.
Oh, I was just about to next. I think Terra Scrafty is awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
I think it's a real cool mon. I think you can get it to set up with that guy pretty reasonably with Terra.
Yeah, you start bulking up with full Spadef and Rest.
Dragon Dance, Moxie. I think you can do some nasty stuff with that. Shed Skin. One thing I have with this is that his water resist is Bruxish and
Roserade.
Oh, actually, wait. No,
Dry Skin Jinx is immune.
I'm also gonna say I forgot.
Raging Bolt resists.
Raging Bolt is resist too, so he's actually not even that weak to water. Damn. You might be okay. Shit.
Yeah, he's
maybe Ice. But
Ice is a little problematic for this team, sure.
Ice is problematic for most teams.
Rotom's really the only switch into Ice.
Yeah. I do think I like Tyranitar Drill more for the type differences.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but
I believe
Hippo
Kyle
and Drill work fine.
Kyle chose Hippo because it moved down.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fair. And Hippo's a great mon, so.
Mm-hmm. And then he's got great support with Sylveon and Mandibuzz, right? Mandibuzz is amazing because it always eats a hit, then you like Roost and or U-turn and or Knock and or Foul Play and or Toxic.
It's yeah, that thing just gets in the way. It always lives. It's just really bulky. It's really bulky.
Mm-hmm.
Sylveon's just a really solid Wish Passer.
Right, there's maybe an issue with Mandibuzz and Rotom competing for boots, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. That's only 2 mons, you know?
I think they both often come, but like I think they'll be okay.
Bic,
I think it'll be okay.
Bic coming in hot
You
saying
want to set up
Gigalith and
rocks
Drill
against
is the
this?
best for the price? Okay. I can see that.
I think you'll want to set up rocks against this team, but like also versus the other Mons, Excadrill and Hippo, it doesn't do anything, you know? Raging
Right.
Bolt, it's gonna take neutral,
Yeah,
but
Excadrill quad
it's gonna
resists the
scare you
rock.
out.
Hippo resists.
Roserade's gonna scare you out.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sylveon, Hippo, and
And like
Mandibutt
that's
is a
that's a
solid,
very great tank core.
solid
'Cause
tank core.
obviously Hippo and Mandy are very physically defensive, and then you have Sylveon with the big special butt.
Oh, and Rotom Heat as well. My bad.
Yeah,
But
Rotom Heat's
Heat
a
as well.
tank, sure.
Rotom Heat's tanky enough. It'll take hits. It'll take resisted hits. And that's like its key, you know, flying and steel moves at it, ice moves at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very solid sand team. And sand is an underutilized weather nowadays, so
Yeah, I think.
see how it does.
I mean, we did move Sand down because it was probably the worst weather of the four
Yeah,
in this newest gen. But I mean, maybe it's the best for the value.
yeah.
You know,
I am
those are
interested
two
to
separate
see,
conversations.
I like Bruxish. I think Bruxish is a cool pick as a low tier water type. Strong
Mhm.
Draw is pretty cool. I think it hits kind of hard. Terra Scrafty is going to
It's
require some
also
setup, but I think
Bruxish is also
he can
immune to
make work.
priority.
That's neat. Oh yeah, cool with like
Dazzling.
dazzling or something, right?
Yeah.
That's a neat ability.
There's like 3 or 4 different abilities that all just you're immune to priority. Don't worry about it.
That's cool.
There's Armored
Yeah.
Tail. There's Queenly Majesty.
Armor Tail, yeah.
I think there's another one too.
I forget what Persian gets. I don't think he gets parting
It
shot.
gets
Does he?
Fake
That's just
Out.
the other one.
I
Out.
think I don't think a Lowland Persian gets parting shot. I think they both get U-turn though.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how this Scrafty pulls out. I think the Scrafty can do some stuff. I want it to.
Yeah, I mean Scrafty. I think is like 115 in both defenses. I want to say
It's kind of big.
it's
You
very
definitely
bulky,
gotta-
and it's going to
And yeah, if
tear
you get one
away
dance
the
up-
quad weakness and then just start dancing.
If you can dance up, you're set.
That's the thing is Scrafty can D-dance like 3 or 4 times a lot of games,
Yeah.
especially with Terra.
Yeah, Terra and Rest. That
Well.
thing's gonna do it.
That'll be fun. I think that's all I have to say.
That's
for
all
this
I have
team.
to say. Also, I think Jinx is funny as hell, but also it has surprisingly good stats. So I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if Jinx claims a couple
It's
kills.
got the 75% accurate sleep move.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, Hunter should have drafted Jinx for Bad Dreams to actually do something with Darker Eye.
That's funny. He could have also drafted. I've thought about this. A Sporemon, like a Mungus.
Yeah. That would have been cool. Hey, Hunter, if
Yeah.
you're listening,
Although-
drop Megavinu for a Mungus. Oh, wait, no, Tom's drafted a Mungus. Never mind.
Yeah, just run the sleep powder. Or
Yeah.
whatever. My bad.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
Hypnosis.
Hypnosis.
Hello, in the chat. Anyway, I think we're done with Kyle's team.
Yeah.
All right, and next up, we got you, Lebo.
Ayo, it's me.
Would you like to introduce your team name for us?
I'm Tame Impalo Sand. It was the easiest logo to make, I bet. Because
Probably.
just Tame Impala on that. So I've wanted to run an electric terrain team for a while since they added all the new toys, and Coco Moth is a classic combination. I was thinking about Iron Leaves, but Iron Moth Bic did amazing work with. So I wanted to try that.
Iron Moth is good even outside of terrain.
Iron
Just
Moth
the
is really
booster
cool.
sweep sets on all the Protomons, or on the Quark Drive
Yeah.
Protomons, are so good.
I think there's a lot of cool ones. I almost got like Iron Drugs, I almost got Iron Leaves, but I ended up with Iron Moth and Ogerpon Wellspring. I think Wellspring is a really interesting mon, being a physical attacker that's immune to burn, also water absorb, and you just
Well,
get like
it's not immune to
being-
burn per se.
it's immune to my bad.
It's immune to Scald.
Scald. Yeah, my bad. But it's a ground resist for Iron Moth and Coco. And it'll kill the grounds in return, no matter what they are, really.
Right, because like you
and I
come in
just
on an
think-
earthquake and then you just horn leech whatever's coming in, get your health
Yeah.
back, you turn out.
Or you Ivy Cudgel it, you know, with the 120
Yeah,
beast
the
power.
water cudgel.
Yeah, the water cudgel. You U-turn, you have spikes, you have leech for weird utility stuff and stall stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really interesting Pokemon. I've wanted to run it for a while, but never had the chance. And I think it works decently well on this to eliminate grounds and rival waters that could threaten Moth. I got Donphan because I need a spinner. Zong I just thought would be a really cool steel type to have.
Yep, Zong. It's
I
got
love
Levitate for the ground weak mons.
for the ground weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried about
Same
all the
with
ground
Rotom.
weakness that I was getting. Rotom as well. Rotom also gets rising voltage if I whenever
Yeah.
that comes.
Again, not grounded, so
Oh, good point. But
if the
it'll
opponent's
get the
grounded,
boost.
it'll get hit for 140
Yeah,
base
it'll
power.
still get the part of the boost. But
Yeah.
that's cool. Hey, and I thought about Hitmonlee as my unburdener.
Oh, Hitmonlee is going to be extremely valuable to you, I think. That's probably going
Yeah,
to be
I
your
think
most
ST
common win condition.
I think SD really helps it out. And I'm
Yeah,
excited to see how
SD makes
works
it
out.
amazing.
It needs to get it off, but if it can, I think that's really, really solid.
You can
If Halucha can pull it off, I'm sure I can.
you can even do the cheeky thing with Endure, Weakness Policy, and Reversal.
Oh,
And you get,
that's gross.
with Terra Fighting, that's now a 400 base power fighting move.
Yeah,
+2.
yeah, that's gross. Yeah, I wanted and my tanks of Umbreon, Donnie, and Zong and Altaria. I think that's a solid like tanky core.
Mm-hmm.
That I think will. I mean, with Wish, Umbreon will heal up Zong and Altaria a lot, and Donnie. I think they'll really
Yeah.
benefit from that.
I think you've got solid removal, you've got solid hazards, you've got obviously disgustingly strong sweepers that are going to be impossible to prep for. I don't love Haunter or Bibarel, but they're 40 points, right? They're
Yeah,
whatever.
Haunter.
You're expecting,
Haunter I kind of like, although I had him last season, I think.
yeah, you're expecting
And I
the
only
40
brought him
pointers to
once.
not carry the team.
Yeah, but Barrel was really just a shot in the dark pick. I wanted the normal type, and I wanted preferably one that's a fire resist somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple thick fatters that are still out there, but I noticed that my priority was kind of weak. So I thought I might be able to cheese a win off of Swords Dance Awkward.
Dude,
that
simple.
was,
Hey, simple Swords Dance, not to be trifled
4x,
with.
dude. 4x. That's 4 times the attack.
Well, you get to 3x after one Swords Dance.
Oh, it's only oh shit.
Because one Swords Dance, it gives you +4, which is 3x of
Which
a
is
boost.
3x.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 6 is 4.
Right.
Still pretty hard though.
Yeah, no, that's still good. I'm not.
Eh.
I was just correcting the math. I wasn't.
No. Thank you for correcting me on that. Hitmonlee, I'm excited to. It was a bit hard to choose some of the Terra types, but I think those will work really well. Fighting can do some funny reckless plays, and yeah.
Steal so that you can more easily get off that Swords Dance.
Yeah. And Dark, Psychic.
Because I think him only has 50 defense, and like
It's 50.
the Chans have 55 HP.
Yeah.
So even with the +1 from
yeah.
Electric Seed, that's not great.
Yeah. It's not high. It's not high.
That being said, I think the Terra Steel does a lot to help you in that department.
I agree. I'll do a calc someday of like, hey, how much does Electric Seed and Defense Boost help me live a Brave Bird from like any decent special attacker? But
It doesn't is the answer.
Yeah.
No, but that's why you have Terra Steel, right?
Yeah, I have Terra Steel. I got the Coco, which can take some good flying hits. Zon can take some flying hits.
Mm-hmm.
Rotom as well.
Yeah, Rotom's a great anti-flyer as
He
well.
can take a flying hits.
He's an anti-flyer
Rotom,
and
I
an
think,
anti-ground.
Yeah, I think he'll be an interesting one. And Donphan, I think I haven't gotten to try Donphan, but Donphan gets a lot of weird tech.
Yeah, you've got a super duper spooky team.
Appreciate
Hitmonlee
that.
is going to be impossible to prep for.
We'll see. We'll see how well. I have confidence in him, but I don't want to hype him up too much.
All right. Next up, we have M1 with Cloisters Home for Imaginary Friends.
I love it.
Now, M1 has got a super duper hyper offense team, if I've ever seen one.
We got Tapu Lele. We got
Oh, yeah.
Gyarados. We have 8 Zoroark, so you can just hide amongst everyone.
Uh-huh. Pawmot,
Crook, Pawmot, Cyclizar.
Typhlosion, Arboliva, Pinsir, Musharna, and Articuno.
This is just full out offense. The tankiest thing here is Musharna.
Yeah, Musharna and Articuno and
And
Arboliva are the
Arboliva.
tanks.
Yeah.
Gyarados gets Intim. That'll be good. He does have the double
Gar-
Intim core, so that actually will help quite a bit, I think.
yeah, that'll help a lot, honestly. And they're weak to
Mm-hmm.
like they balance each other out a lot.
Yeah.
Croak will take the electric hits. Gyarados can take the flying and
Right.
bug hits. I mean,
Though,
the fighting and bug hits.
though I will say with Terra Crook specifically, you're probably running Moxie. You know,
Yeah.
because you want to get that like scale shot off on a switch.
Wait, what's his
Then
other ability?
it's Intimidate and
Oh,
Moxie are
Intim.
his
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
abilities.
I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
Fear's hitting
So
me.
with Crick, you're gonna scale shot, right? Possibly even Hone Claws. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Um,
It gets Swords Dance as well, and then Swords Dance Scale Shot.
it does not get Swords Dance.
It does not get Swords
Nope.
Dance. Never
It
mind.
only gets Hone Claws. But yeah, like you Hone Claws, you scale shot, so scale shot's not gonna miss. You got Gunk. You have, Terra Dark knockoffs. Terra Steel is just good all around.
Yeah, I think that's. I think Croak is a very good Terra
Yeah,
captain.
because like once you
Moxie
get
just snowballs.
exactly, it's just gonna snowball. There's gonna be a lot of games that Crook becomes a problem. And I think like Arboliva and Articuno and Musharna, and I want to say Cyclizar all gets, or I mean Palma probably gets screens. I think all of them get screens too. So he might just be able to do the do that thing where you just shamelessly set up in front of somebody.
There's a couple things that get screens here. I think Articuno does. I think Musharna does. Tapu Lele definitely does.
Yeah, Tapu Lele does.
Honestly, Arboliva might. I wouldn't be surprised. Arboliva also gets Strength Sap, so like that's a solid.
Yeah, that's
tank.
true. It does. And it gets that grassy move. What's it called?
There's
the ability Seed Sower, which
Oh,
summons
yeah, Seed
grassy
Sower.
terrain.
Now one notable thing here is there's no Steel type besides Crook.
That's true.
So
No steel type.
there's no. Everyone takes a poison hit. You
Yeah.
do have two resists. You have Crook and you have Age Zoroark, but
I mean,
and
Ace
Age
Zoroark is
Zoroark
barely a
gonna be
resist.
menace. Yeah, and Zoroark is going to be a menace, just kind of trying to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think a Zoroark hit as Crook will work out really well with the fighting
Yeah.
fighting immunity.
That,
Or Arboliva with that.
Find the
that
Zoroark
regard.
is always a fun game.
It's
And by
always
fun, I mean not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very, very offensive, and I think that's solid. But you're gonna need to be careful because whenever something doesn't die, you're gonna get hit back.
Right. It's sort of the same problem with the Trick Room team where
Yeah.
if you can't kill something, then you're not only wasting Trick Room turns, but you're getting hit in return. God forbid it has Protect, then it's just waited out your entire Trick Room, and
I do
now
think
it gets a free hit.
I do think Tapu Lele and Crook complement each other well because
Mhm.
Crook doesn't love priority like Ice Shard and Mach Punch, but now you can't hit
Right.
it. That
Eh,
being said,
That being said,
if
you
you're gonna
tear
be
into
this,
poison, then you resist the Mach Punch.
that also is true. That being said, if you're gonna have terrain, I do think it's worth it to have Unburden often. I mean, I did it,
Mhm.
but like, it could be nice to have Unburden.
Are
Just
there
to
any like low
kind of
tier
round out.
unburdeners?
There's Sceptile.
Yeah.
There's Slurpuff at 100. There's
Yeah.
Feeble, which is terrible.
No, we're not talking. We're talking about serious teams here.
But I think Slurpuff is a really solid.
He actually has double terrain
Unburdener.
with both
Yeah, with
Tapu Lele and
yeah.
the Seed Sower Arboliva.
Honestly, I think Hawlucha could do pretty well here.
Yeah, Hawlucha
You
would.
need to move some stuff around, but
Yeah,
you could. I
like-
think it would work out.
What would you do? You would drop Palmot for like one of the 100 point ground waters and then swap Gyarados for Hawlucha?
Oh,
Huh?
I was gonna keep Gyarados. But yeah, that's a good point. I don't know what I'd do, but I wonder if I could do that.
You'd be out in
Or-
electric type though.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'd do, but Hawlucha would work.
Yeah.
I just like Unburden with terrain, but
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
No, I understand. It's always going to be
Yeah.
good. We're just throwing out hypotheticals anyway. It's not.
Uh,
It's not going to like make or break the team.
Yeah. Stealth Rock, you got Crook. You actually have Pinsir as well.
Yeah, that's
Um,
another thing. Hazards are pretty tough on this team
Yeah.
because with Terra Crook, you're not going to be able to fit rocks a lot of the time.
Yeah.
so it's kinda
if
just
you're
Pinsir.
offensive. There's also no spikers. There's no T spikers.
Right.
Your removal is Cyclizar
Mm-hmm.
and Defog Articuno.
Yeah. I don't think Arboliva gets defog.
I don't think it does either. And I don't. I mean, maybe Lele does, but I don't think it's going to use
No,
it.
Lele doesn't get defog.
I only
Tapu
say that
Fini
because Finny
does.
does, and Coco does.
Yeah, hazards and removal are probably the big issue.
Yeah.
However, with it being so hyper offense, maybe you just win while your opponent is setting up hazards.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's a move. I mean, hey, Gyarados, you use two Moximons here. They're
Right.
menaces. Like, I think we don't need to we should not understate how threatening Gyarados is by
Mm-hmm.
itself.
And I don't believe any Unawaremon has been drafted.
Huh. That may
I
bite
could
us
be
in the
wrong,
ass.
but we haven't seen one yet on the draft, right? We'll have to keep a lookout going
I
forward.
don't think I've seen one. I don't think Quag. I don't think. Oh, Clodsire might have been
I don't think
drafted.
no,
I don't
Clodsire
know.
was not drafted.
Huh. But
Uh,
yeah.
anyway,
Unaware may be a problem
yeah, maybe
or lack of it.
maybe people who fight in M1 want to swap somebody for an unaware guy. Who knows? This has been M1's draft though.
Mm-hmm.
Very scary offense. Next up, we have Mario with Smoliv Garden. Another sand
Oh.
team in the sand division with Kyle and Crispin.
Yeah. What a.
The weather division, I should
Is
say.
Murph in this? Is Murph in this one too?
No, Murphy is not in this
because
one.
that would be funny as hell.
That would be
where they're in
extremely
this one.
hilarious.
This is a nut sand team, so this is Tyranitar.
Oh yeah,
And then
this
we
is
got Dracovish.
ooh Titar Vish. Ooh, that's spooky.
Titarvish is a solid combo, rounded out with Porygon Z
Mhm.
adaptability.
Well, I
For
think-
some reason, I
I
like
think
adaptability PZ a lot more than adaptability Crawdon.
I think with PZ the strat is download.
Oh, is it down on?
Yeah, because if you download and then Terra, that's going to be a better multiplier than adaptability, and then you won't
Huh.
even lose the adaptability multiplier from for like, carrying off of normal.
What is? Huh. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
But then it might also boost your attack.
true.
Terra
I'm
Blast
seeing
will
a
be
lot of physical mons on this team though.
Yeah, that's true. I do think it's an interesting mon, but maybe I would have maybe gone like dark on Porygon Z to hit Ghost or something.
Ghosts. I don't think ghosts are a super big problem for this team.
I mean, you got T-Tar, and you have
Yeah.
Mimikyu with Sneak.
Lebo's the only person with an unaware mon. What's your unaware mon, Lebo?
I have an unaware mon. Is Bibarel unaware?
Yeah, Bibarrel is unaware. Okay.
Oh
So
shit!
just disregard what Pick said then.
Is Bibarel unaware?
Yeah, I think it gets simple though. Simple's the better one. Anyway, we're on
Yeah.
Mario.
I'm gonna run rest.
Hey,
Anyway,
Mario.
Reuniclus with Sand is pretty fun. Ardino for Wish support.
Mhm.
Doc with Dirty. Shuckle for dumb speed def boosting
Shuckle.
Sand.
I think Shuckle's there just to be the anti-prep mon, just to make your opponent think about webs coming.
I mean, yeah, you got to think about webs coming, and webs plus Vish is very solid.
Uh-huh.
It's very solid.
Because, yeah, that if you have webs out, you don't even need to run, like, the Sand Rush set. You could just be, like,
You don't need the
Choice
Sand Rush
Banded
set?
Strongjaw.
You might not. You might not to be Scarf.
I mean,
And
Choice Banded Strongjaw already, even without webs, is going to be great, right? Because you just bring Vish in
Yeah.
on a bulky mon, then nothing switches in. You go
You
before
really-
you go before the tank, and nothing eats the rend.
you really need a water absorber or a solid water resist for Dracovish. If not, your options are screens or T-waving Vish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe trying to slow it up, because if you can slow it up, those Fish's Rends hurt a lot less.
Though on the topic of screens, Vish does get Psychic Fangs.
That is dirt nasty.
Yeah.
I think Vish is going to be an absolute problem for a lot of teams. Tyranitar gets knockoff now as well. PZ hits hard as hell.
Hell yeah.
And Mimikyu just gets the classic Swords Dance Disguise, Sneak, Play Rough stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Mimikyu is, again, a mon that's just very annoying to prep for.
It's annoying to prep for. You got to deal with it. There's a lot of mons that are going to be, like, annoying to deal with here. Offensively,
Absolutely.
especially.
Absolutely.
I do think so Tyranitar is notably weak to fighting, and he has
Uh-huh.
a Dino, which doesn't like it,
PZ doesn't
and
super like it, though he does
PZ
have
hates it.
two ghosts and a resist. Two resists,
Yeah,
actually.
he does have two ghosts and a resist,
Two resists,
and
because Alcremie
alchemy as
resists.
well. Yeah. Um.
So
So
it's,
maybe that's enough.
yeah, it's
Maybe
really
that's
not the
enough.
worst.
It's not the worst.
Um, I feel like Sock maybe throws slightly better on this composition just because Sock with Sturdy, you're going to just die to your own Sandstorm chip.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah, that's a
maybe
good
Throw
point.
is slightly better for the bulk, though. What are his speed tiers? Sock is 80, Mimikyu is like 92. PZ is 90.
Easy's, yeah.
Uh,
Tyranitar is slow.
yeah, everybody else is slow. Then you have 75
Oh,
Fish.
this is a slow team outside sand, yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a slow team outside Sand. I think that's only the only like real issue. Like PZ
Yeah.
can run agility. That's obviously great.
You have good rockers. Who's this? Wait, he doesn't have removal.
Uh,
Like at all.
no, not
Like
really.
there's zero defoggers. Or
No
zero.
defoggers. No
Huh.
steel
I mean,
type.
you can just do the game where you set up things and ask them to. Um,
But
but
he doesn't have spikes. I don't think. Runerigus gets
Shuck,
T spikes.
Shuckle gets it.
Shuckle gets
Shuckle gets
spikes. I thought
spikes.
it just got rocks and webs.
Double check me.
Yeah.
I thought I got spikes.
Maybe later.
I thought it was, yeah. We'll check another time.
Yeah. So
But
no steel
yeah,
type on this
damn.
team is kind of rough. Um.
Yeah, no steel type either. No steel type, no poison type,
Right. No poison
and
type.
no removal. So I think this is a very solid team offensively, but it really struggles in that utility department.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have wish support and that's cool. You have T-wave support, that's cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, no removal and
Honestly,
removal really hurts.
honestly, the odd man out is kind of looking like Shuckle. I know we were just talking about how Webb's Rend are extremely good. However, if you're gonna try to pick up like a cheapish poison type or a cheapish
Honestly,
steel, I feel like you could neck Shuckle, right?
I mean, you also have two fairies and two ghosts.
Right.
So
But I mean,
Yeah,
Shuckle's a
I don't think
Shuckle.
Shuckle's holding the team
Yeah,
together.
Shuckle's
But
another
Webb's,
rock, right?
yeah, I think Webb's helps out with the threat, but I think having two ghosts may not be necessary and two fairies may not be necessary. I think one of them could maybe change.
Yeah. There's still time for week zero trades and pickups. Or we got
Absolutely,
until
and
Friday.
also, I mean, a lot of stuff
And
can change in the coming weeks.
on the topic of Friday being the last day for trades and pickups, that's the day I'll be putting in the conference cut matches.
Ooh.
Friday after week zero locks.
Yeah, but I think that's all I have to say about this. I love the logo as well. Small of Guard.
Yes, dude, that logo is really cute. I love that.
It's adorable, and the font is great.
Yeah, so no steel, no poison.
This is crazy offense.
Yeah,
It has
crazy
solid
offense.
defense too. It's just lacking in util of like removal and I mean mostly just removal. I feel.
Yeah, yeah, the removal support is
I think
quite
having
lacking.
zero, like not even one option, it kind of hurts. Luckily though, Magic Guard on Reuniclus,
True.
and also
Magic Guard
we're gonna get the
also
Demon Reuniclus.
yeah, Magic
Hey.
Guard also works very well with the Sand team.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I feel like
I think
there's a
we're
case to be
absolutely gonna
made
see.
that Magic Guard can be run over a generator a lot of weeks.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with I mean the demon set's gonna come at least once. Of
Yeah,
Calm Mind,
for
Acid
sure.
Armor. That's coming.
Absolutely. All
I'm
right.
ready to move on.
Ready to move on. Next up, we have Mike. Thunder
Oh.
clapping them cheeks.
That is an incredible name. And an incredible logo. So we are the headliner for this is of course Gouging Fire.
Oh, baby. Big old gouging fire.
Big old Gouging Fire. Complemented by Tapu Bulu and Empoleon, which I think is a really cool core. You
Yeah,
get
it's
that
the cool double core.
It's the
Fire,
cool double
water,
core.
grass, and Dragon Fairy Steel.
It's the cool double core. Also, I think both Empoleon and Gouging Fire really love free leftovers as
Alright.
well as weakened
Peace out, Murphy.
earthquakes.
Yeah, Bulu is very good with paired with Gouge and Empoleon specifically for that reason.
Yeah, I think those earthquakes, like, there's no point in bringing them. You know, you gotta run high horsepower.
Yeah, high horsepower, drill run, earth power.
Yeah. I really love Espeon on this team. I think Espeon's awesome. I think Cinccino is a really cool mon.
Oh,
Um,
also we are. This is an outdated team card. Mike actually, instead of Miss Magius, he has
oh yes.
Drapion.
Oh yes, because previously this did not have a dark type nor a poison type, and now he does.
Yeah, and it was when we were talking with Mike in the commish chat. It was like pulling teeth to get him to relent about Miss Mag not being great for his team. But
Yeah, it does overlap with Espeon a bit. I think having a ghost is important. I think it's not the most important, but it's nice. But I think having a dark type and a poison type is more important
yeah, for sure.
than a ghost type.
Because I mean, Gligar still eats the fighting hits, right?
Gligar leads the fighting hits.
Bulu has like 115 defense. It's eating a fighting hit or two.
Yeah, it was gonna take it.
That being said, I think Mike's team is quite well rounded. It's got great pivot with Manectric, Volt Switch, Flip Turn on Empoleon, U Turn on
It's pretty well
Gligar.
rounded. I do think it does struggle a bit off rip, a little. Gouging Fire really likes the D dance. Um,
Yeah.
the D dance. Cinccino really wants to tidy up. Hitmonchan does hit decently hard, but it's only 105 attack. Manectric hits hard was like 135, but I think a lot of stuff here is gonna want like a setup move to really, really hit hard.
Yeah, but
Um,
I mean, that's why you've got Gouge with D-Dance. You've got
yeah, you
Espeon
got
with Calm
Doubts. You
Mind.
also have boosting energy with
Tidy up on
booster
Cinccino.
energy. Yeah, you just gotta set it up. That's the only thing. You have to be able to set up, but I think he can manage that.
Yeah. I think
I mean,
I feel like I've seen this
Technician.
from. I just want to. Sorry, I want to point out something. I feel like I've
Go
seen
for
this
it.
from Mike before, where he like hones in on a 40-point Utilmon and thinks it's gonna make or break the team because he originally wanted Lipard over Illumise.
Liepard did seem to be a very important mon for him,
I don't know
and
why,
yeah, I don't think it needed to be.
but he brought Illumise to Prankster Weather for Gouge.
Yeah, which I think is
So keep
cool.
that in
I
mind
think
if you're
that's
prepping for him, and make sure you
nice.
over prep for it so he doesn't bring it.
Yeah. I do think Technician like tail slap for Cinccino will be pretty sick.
Oh, dude, it does so much damage. It's
I
insane.
think it'll hurt. I think
Yeah,
it'll definitely hurt.
with the dice.
If you yeah, once you Terra, I think with the dice, I think that will be a threat.
Hmm.
Darks will help. Terra Dark helps with that. I think his top three are really bulky, and I think it's very bulky offense.
Yeah, I'd say that he's got
It
bulky
really is like a
offense, and then
bulky
he's
offense
got
team.
the setup guys, right?
Yeah. That being said, yeah, I mean it's very bulky offense. His tankiest thing is Gligar and I get no, but Gligar and Polion and Bulu can really
Yeah,
all
those
kind of
those are all
fit.
quite bulky mons.
Yeah.
He's
Just
missing a good Wish supporter, I guess. Espeon can
yeah,
technically run Wish, but it's not really a Wish supporter. But
yeah,
that being said, you don't need Cleric and Wish support. You can just win before
yeah.
your opponent Tox stalls you. You know?
Does Bulu get Synthesis?
Yeah, it does.
That's nice. And yeah, and Gaujin gets Morning Sun, which is nice.
Yeah, both those are healing moves are going to be sun boosted.
Yeah, this is a well-rounded team. Um, it's interesting. I think it's gonna depend a lot on how Mike builds his teams week per week.
Yeah, I mean you can say that about every team though.
That's very true. Um, Espeon I love though. I think Espeon's really cool.
I think Mike is gonna find that Drapion is gonna be a very important pick for him.
Drapion is gonna be an important pick for him. Drapion's a good Pokemon.
Yeah. Uh,
And Gligar gets all the cool hazards now.
yeah, spikes.
Empoleon gets everything. Roost, Defog, Rocks, Flip Turn. What else do you want? It gets all
It
the
gets
moves.
competitive now too.
It gets competitive. What are you gonna do? You got Flip Turn, you got Volt Turn, you got U Turn, you got all of the turns.
This is a good team. I don't. He shouldn't have lamented about Leopard. That being said, I think we're ready to move on. I think we've
I
said what
agree.
we need to say. Murphy is next.
Murphy. Now
All
this
right.
is the Sun team.
Red Jumpluff apparatus with no logo there. What happened,
We'll
Thomas?
we'll figure it out. This is Also, that is Mega Venusaur in the logo.
No, it's not.
That's regular Venusaur?
That's regular Venusaur. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going. Oh yeah.
Let me
There's
go back
no
to Hunter's
vines
team
on
for
the
you.
top.
See? He's got the
Yep,
little
yep.
flower on his head.
The flower on the head. The flower on the head. I'm a fool.
Yeah. There you
I
go.
think this is a really cool team. I remember while drafting, Murphy originally started with his comfort pick of Mega Gallade, until a lot of us bothered him into doing something new. In which case he
I
pivoted
didn't
to doing
bother him. I've got no stake in what Murphy's doing.
I bothered him, and I know Mike bothered him into doing something new. And now it's a very neat Sun team, which I think is really cool. I think Torkoal and Venusaur and Walking
Dude,
Wake
Terra
are
Venusaur is
really solid.
sick. Terra
Terra
Venusaur.
Venusaur is
It's gonna
really
go
good.
off.
I think Terra Venusaur is really good. I know he was struggling for a while to pick Terra types, but I think Fairy is a really good option for him.
Yeah,
I think Fairy is a really good option for him.
Fairy, Ground, Fire is amazing. Grafia is amazing support for weather teams as well because like the Prankster Parting Shot,
Yeah.
Prankster Weather moves. It gets like Super Fang and Knock. It's also a grounded poison type.
And this is a Sun
Not that you
team
need a
that's not
second one
very
with
weak.
Venusaur, but
It's a Sun team, but you're not very weak to water anyway. I mean, you have Venusaur and you have Walking Wake.
mm-hmm.
You know, you
and
have Trevenant.
with Sun, it's not boosted anyway.
Yeah, like this is a really solid Sun team for rock resists. I mean,
Copperage and
Mudsdale will
Mudsdale,
take
they're
for
eating those for
days.
days.
Yeah, Gallade can take a rock hit too. It'll drain punch it back.
Yeah, I guess ground moves are a little spooky into Murphy.
Yeah, it's Trevenant and Haunchcrozer resist.
Yeah. Though Mudsdale's eating up earthquakes like it's nobody's
Yeah.
business. It's got like 120 defense and
Totally
stamina.
know what. So the one mon I think that's out of place that I don't understand totally what's going on here is Grafii.
I mean it's just a kind of a Gloomon. Like I said, it's got Sunny Day, Prankster Sunny Day. It's got Prankster Parting Shot for
But
pivot.
how often are you bringing that? So the Prankster Sunny Day is yes a thing,
Uh-huh.
but like how often are you running that over Torkoal?
Well, you wouldn't run it over it. You would have it just as a complimentary kind of guy.
I do think Prankster Parting Shot though is really solid. I think that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just don't totally know, like what it's doing here.
Well, Grafia has the added benefit of can put the boots on Torkoal and then the Heat Rock on Grafia.
That's kind of cute. There's also very little recovery here.
It's a
I
weather
mean,
team. You
Venusaur
don't
gets
necessarily
some-
need it.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't need it, but it's something where if he doesn't play offensively, he can get whittled down.
Yeah, this team
It's
is
that.
very
You
weak
need
to
to
like
play it
glancing
effectively.
blows. You gotta
Yeah.
get your Weathermon in and start hitting shit hard.
Yeah. You can bounce around a little with Copper and Mudsdale and Torkoal, but like, I mean, Walking Wake will take resisted hits. He's bulky,
Right.
but you
I
can't like sit around.
I
You're
also
not getting your health back.
really like Mega Gallade on this team because it's probably the primary physical threat, but you
Yeah.
also really have to prep for the huge special attackers of Wake and Venu, right?
Yeah, I think I think it complements it weirdly well.
Yeah.
Because you have a giant special tank. Like, no one drafted Chansey, but something like Chansey would be tanking these special hits all day.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing like that's going to stand up to a Gallade.
Right. It's sort
I
of
mean,
like the
Mudsdale hits-
inverse of what Mario
Yeah.
has with PZ and Dracovish. Like Dracovish T-Tar, all that physical stuff is hitting super hard. But now you got somebody of the opposite attacking type to
Yeah.
do stuff.
Mudsdale and Copper hit hard, but they're slow. So
Mhm.
you can kind of play around it. But they do have... Copperage gets some crazy coverage.
Yeah, it does.
You also got Screens Electrode, which is also just fucky.
I believe Electrode also gets Sunny Day.
Yeah, I believe that. That makes
Leech,
sense.
Leech Harvest Trevenant. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Yeah, I think this is a very solid Sun team. I like it a lot.
No, Murphy, Harvest Custap Berry is the tech.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You harvest
Harvest
the
Citrus Berry.
Custap Berry every single turn and then you get the priority Poltergeist. Hell yeah.
I
Hell
just
yeah.
remember Harvest Healing Berries working on Eggy a lot on me.
Yeah, it does.
Giving me nightmares.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my only one half complaint is Grafii, but even then it's barely a complaint.
Yeah, the funny
Also,
thing
actually, I
thing
have
with
one more
Harvest is
thing.
that you could get 2 heals in a turn potentially. With like
Uh,
Citrus Berry if you're below 25%. You get knocked down to below 25% of the turn, consume it, hit the end of the turn, regenerate it, and instantly consume it again, so you get a 50% heal. Hee hee.
I do think one thing that he may struggle with is getting easy pivots in from Torkoal to his attackers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can defensively pivot into Copper or Mud, but you're gonna need to do some good double switches after that to get Mudsdale in or something.
This team actually does kind of
I mean,
struggles with pivoting.
Yeah.
I think
like,
Conchkro and Grafai are the only pivoters, but you don't
Yeah.
need to spend a ton of time per match pivoting, right?
No, but you just got to get your guy in.
Yeah.
Once you do that, you're set.
Right.
But getting him in can sometimes be a challenge. It's easier to just have a solid, like Rotom Wash, for example, with the Torkoal is amazing.
I guess Electrode can pivot as well.
Yeah, Electrode can pivot. But yeah, I think that's his only issue is that it may be hard for him at sometimes to get in. However, Torkoal has Yawn, and that always does work.
I think that'll do it for Murphy's team, though.
I agree.
Red Jump Left Apparatus. Good team, Murphy. Do crazy stuff with it. Next up, we have Thomas with 30 Brock.
Oh
boy.
So, I like the background first. I love the team card because this reminds me of the Sapphire opening screen where Salamence flies overhead.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say something. I don't like how high up Salamence is on his team card.
Okay,
I know Thomas made his own team card.
Floating.
But he looks like he's standing, though.
He's floating menacingly, but he's standing.
Yeah. Anyway, Greninja drafted again since getting Battle Bond. Or, Battle Bond being legalized.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that +1 to everything, looking mighty nice.
I think, Battle Bond. I really like Battle Bond here with Salamence. I think that's a really solid combo.
Yeah, because Salamence also gets Moxie. It gets its own boosting.
Yeah. Excuse me. They both snowball out of control and become a menace.
Yep.
He is doubled up on waters, but it's not the worst type to double up on.
Yeah, I mean, especially when your other water type is Greninja, having a bulky one in the back is quite good.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got good resists/immunities with Vikavolt, Amoonguss, Steelix.
Amoonguss is a solid partner to pair with Prim. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I like both of them paired up with Mega Steelix as well because Mega Steelix is weak to fighting, obviously, and both of them resist it.
Yeah, good point.
Fighting is quite bad into this team, actually, as I'm looking at it. Vikavolt resists, Xatu quad resists, Salamence intims and resists.
Oh yeah, it's not even worth bringing fighting against this. Really.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Salamence is really good. Candy's gonna be a great special breaker with Terra.
Oh yeah.
Grass is kind of nuts.
Because it does get Energy Ball.
Oh.
And Ghost fighting coverage is just the best. So
yeah.
It's up there with like the Steel Fairy coverage or Fairy Ground coverage.
I was kind of underrating. Now that I look at that more, Shandy's actually going to be a menace.
Mm-hmm.
Shandy will be a great wall breaker. Does Shandy get Nasty Plot? I forget.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, fantastic.
It is only 80 speed though, but I mean that's why he's got Vikavolt.
It's your wall breaker, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why you got Greninja for.
Don't you find it just absolutely hysterically crazy that all the web setters get drafted when there's no item clause? Really makes you think, doesn't it? I say that as someone who drafted a web setter.
Oh my god. How does hazard control? Let's see. You got rocks on Steelix.
He's got Magic Bounce.
You got Magic. Oh yeah, Xatu. I believe Primeape gets rocks.
Yes, it does. Yeah, gets rocks.
You got webs. Unless Greedent gets spikes in his fucking tail.
No.
Oh no.
Does not get spikes.
Greninja gets spikes and T-spikes.
Okay. Oh, Shandy only gets CM. All right. Still very good.
Okay. Defogging. You got Vikavolt. You have.
Vikavolt does not defog.
He doesn't get defog?
Pretty sure he does not.
Oh, he gets roost.
Yeah, he gets roost.
You got spin rhyme. You got defog Xatu and defog
Mence.
Mence. If you're crazy enough to run it. But you can run it.
Yeah, so he could use some more hazard removal, I guess, but it's also not it's not the worst, you know?
It's not that bad.
Like in the time your opponent's setting up multiple layers of hazards, you just do something with Shandy or Greninja or Mence, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and you only need unfortunately either Shandy or Mence is gonna be boots.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Shandy can also tear away. Its weakness half the time. It's not that bad. Um, but it does kind of suck that your defogger is Zatu or Rhyme, I suppose.
Yeah, there could be some more consistent removal. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
That being said, this team's offense is crazy.
I think yeah, this is a very solid offensively tanky team and very solid defensively tanky team, and good resist with like Steelix and
Right, because
like you got a solid Dragon Fairy
right, the
Steel.
the types
You know,
that Steelix doesn't like, Prim and Amoonguss like. And
both
same
those
same goes the other
type,
way as well.
yeah, both type triangles are really juicy here, and you have 2 ground immune with Vikavolt and Mence.
Yeah, to be
Like
quite
that's
honest,
pretty solid.
just bring your heaviest 6, right? You bring Mence, Greninja, Amoonguss, Prim, Shandy, and Steelix, and you say, do something about it.
Yeah, pretty much. And if Vikavolt comes on the off, like just
Yeah,
slightly off days, and still a menace.
exactly.
That's really good. I think this is a really solid team.
All right, next up, we have Tristan with Gargantuan
Oh,
Chomp. Whew.
King Gambit on the cover.
King Gambit. King Gambit. Oh, buddy. Yeah, this is an extremely, extremely offensive team.
Yeah.
Like
Um.
his his general bulk in terms of tanks is like Fluffy Houndstone, Type Null, Wishy Washy, who's only like half as bulky as he
Yeah.
seems.
Oh, I like both. I like both characters in the Wishy Washy, and I love Sir Fetch in the
Yeah,
with
thank
his
you.
giant sword.
Thank you. I
I
liked
started
doing that.
cracking up.
I like
That's
doing
so
stuff
funny.
like that. I did the same thing
This
with Wheezing on Hunter's card, where
this fucking
most of it
Doug
was just the
Dimmadome.
smokestacks. All right,
I'm
so
dying.
Tristan has very, very threatening, strong priority. He's got Arcanine, right, with
Yeah.
normal E speed, and he has King Gambit with that Supreme Overlord Sucker Punch.
There's 4 mons here that I associate with Sandstorm, and there's no Sandstorm on this team.
Well, I mean, you'd think associate Mega Chomp with Sandstorm, not regular
I'm
Chomp.
associating Mega Chomp, but like just the ground, the Sand Rush, the
Yeah.
Rock, and the Steel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, these would benefit. I know it doesn't actually.
Maybe he just runs manual Sandstorm one of these days.
I believe that he would, cause like
Yeah, why not?
Cornerstone with Spadef, why not? King
Yeah,
Gambit. I
Cornerstone
mean,
also gets
and plus
sturdy.
Sandrush. Yeah, Sandrush fucking dog is definitely works.
Yeah, I think he's almost certainly going to be running Fluffy most weeks. While
With
Sandrush
his
does
team
work,
comp, yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, why would he run it?
he
You know?
super needs the defense.
Yeah, I do find that. I do think it's interesting to draft that as
Mhm.
your tank though.
Although Fluffy works very well with Arcanine because doesn't Arcanine get Flash Fire as well?
Yes, it does.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, I believe it does. Washi is reasonably tanky. Does Type Null get Parting Shot?
No, it only gets U-turn.
Okay.
Wait, it might not. It actually might not get U-turn. I think Type Null gets very few moves. I am googling right now.
I'm curious.
It gets U-turn. Okay, it gets U-turn.
Okay, U-turn, no Parting Shot. So I mean, he gets his pivot is Cornerstone.
Yeah, Boltund, Cornerstone,
Bolt flip
Type
turn
Null.
Washi, Type Null.
I don't think
Teleport.
Wishy Washy gets
Teleport
flip
Arcanine.
turn.
Washi gets flip turn.
Was Washi in Gen 8?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten flip turned by that guy.
Okay.
Anyway, very offensive team. Tanks are good low tier bulk. Besides, like I mean, Dead Dog isn't Houndstone isn't low tier bulk, but he can take a couple hits with Fluffy.
Oh, for sure. I
He
mean,
gets Poltergeist now, right?
yeah, he gets Poltergeist. I like how you said now as if he didn't always have it.
He didn't always have it.
I'm pretty sure he did.
No, he didn't.
He is-
because he was.
He was banned, and you were because of Last Respect, so you'd never see Poltergeist.
I don't think he got it until I don't think he got it until the DLC.
No, you're
but it
confusing
doesn't
it
matter.
because you only started seeing Poltergeist being run when it was unbanned, and Last Respects was banned when Basque Legion came into like OU. That's what you're remembering.
I'll double check this after.
Okay.
But Um. Anyway, I think he has very solid offenses, very very solid offenses. But his lack of and his guys are tanky. It's just
Okay.
gonna be a struggle to take hits a lot of times. I feel. But it's like it's another bulky offense team, I guess though.
This is another one where guard is like a very sleeper pick for him, right? Because
Yeah.
guard is the special where everyone else is physical. You can technically run competitive on Bolton, but it's not gonna be as good as Strongjaw most games.
King Gambit and Guard Chomp are just gonna be menaces the entire time.
Yeah, it really is.
This, what's his special attacker? His special attacker
It's
is
guard.
Gardevoir.
Yeah, it's guard.
Yeah, Gardevoir is lifting all the heavy weight with special attacks, unless you're running.
That's why I said it's a sleeper because
Yeah,
I mean you're gonna prep for a lot of physical, right? With Gambit and Arcanine there.
yeah, yeah. Guard, huh? This is an interesting team from Tristan,
Mm-hmm.
but I have no doubt that it'll
Oh,
win many games.
Oh, Gambit itself fits on every single comp in
Yeah.
existence because of that Supreme Overlord Sucker Punch.
One thing we have not talked about yet:
Chimecho.
Arcanine. Well, Chimecho is going to absolutely sweep. Cosmic Power. I was going to say Arcanine. He is Terra normal E-Speed.
Yeah, I think
And
I
also
think that's one of the first
Water,
thing I mentioned, but yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I think Arcanine is also one of the guys that gets burn up, so you can sneakily throw in a special set.
He does get burned up, and I think Terra normal E-Speed with fire coverage is going to be really good for the steals.
Absolutely.
The steals resisting. That's going to be really good.
All right.
Yeah, and plus, with Garchomp too, the steals have no shot.
Mm-hmm. So Cornerstone's going to be able to smash that rock move a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cornerstone is going to be a menace.
Anyway,
Grass Rock is really good.
Anyway, that is Tristan's team. Very, very spooky. Last but not least, we have Viv. Shifty shift trees who shift trees.
Oh my god, I love the name. I love the background.
So,
This team is fucking loaded.
oh yeah. Polt, Rillaboom, Volcarona as the first three. Whew, buddy. Then he's
Ooh,
got
buddy.
a great tank core of Skarm and Tentacruel. Those complement each other quite well. Weak to electric,
do.
but that's not that big of a deal.
That being said, he doesn't have a ground type.
No ground type.
I feel like this team would really benefit from a ground type.
That's a good point.
Any ground type. Anyone. Maybe over Ekans.
Or maybe draft like Rhydon or regular Golem for Mr. Mime instead.
Viv, the secret here, draft Rhydon as one of your bottom tiers. You get a rock, you get a ground, and it's one of the best ones you're gonna get, especially in the spot down there.
Yeah, down there, I would agree with that. Like in terms of 40 points, Rhydon's.
I think that absolutely kicks ass with Skarm and
Tentacruel.
Tentacruel. I think that absolutely kicks ass.
Although we got to talk about Mr. Blood Totem on the right with Sigilif.
This thing is gonna be a fucking menace.
Yeah,
with
man.
Magic Guard and
Dude,
his Terra types.
Yeah, dude, the Cosmic Power. It doesn't get Cosmic Power, but the Calm Mindset.
It gets Cosmic Power too.
Oh, it does? Ooh.
It does. It does.
Well, here's the thing: is that he's got Rillaboom, so you'd just run Calm Mind, and you would you'd run Calm Mind, but you'd hold the Grassy Seed. So Grassy Terrain comes up, you swap in Sigilith, you get +1 defense immediately. Then you just start Calm Minding up, and you start multiplying that stored power quicker, right? Because you're boosting the special attack at the same time. Because you're probably not going to need more than +1 defense a lot of the time.
That's dirt nasty.
Yeah,
That
especially when you can tear away the dogshit typing of Psychic Flying.
Yeah, that is absolutely dirt nasty. And you have Dragapult, who's the fastest guy on round.
Mm-hmm.
Another amazing set of Super Volcarona. Rillaboom, amazing priority. Just great.
Rillaboom is
great wall
like
breaker.
the ultimate. I've said this about a couple months, but he's a fantastic Glumon. Maybe not the ultimate,
He's a really
but
good Glumon.
he can do anything
He's
you
really
want,
solid.
any game.
There's 4 tier 4s here.
With Armaldo, Morpeko, Arbok, and G, Mr. Mime. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's loaded up with expensive mons with
Yeah.
Pult, Volcarona, and Rillaboom.
I do like his
He's
bottom
got
four.
3 mid tiers with Skarm, Tentacruel,
Yeah.
and Hitmontop, and some low
And Sigilith.
tiers.
Yeah, I do think the bottom four tiers are really good. I think Armaldo is a pretty good bottom tier.
Mm-hmm.
I would really
Spinning
though just
rocks.
consider. Yeah, if I was you, Viv, I would replace Arbok with maybe Rhydon or Golem.
I don't know if you want to get
Um,
rid of. Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, Arbok is kind of redundant with
it's
Tentacruel.
redundant.
Yeah.
You got in Tim, but like, so does Hitmontop, I think.
Mm-hmm. Hitmontop gets in Tim.
Um, yeah.
You're saying
But
Donphan
this
was
is
the
a
plan
sick
over
team.
Hitmontop? Ooh.
Oh, sorry. I needed to take the best spinner in the game
Donphan's
besides
good,
Tread
man.
and Tusk. I needed to, but you got two good low tier spinners. But yeah, the Blood Totem Sigilif is going to be a menace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Life Orb with that coverage is also going to be a menace. Psychic Dark is pretty solid.
Yep. I still
And
stand
against
by
like a
what I
bunch
said
of good
about the grassy
coverage.
seed, though.
Oh, I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea, dude. I think this team is incredibly well rounded.
Yeah.
It's incredibly high end. Very top heavy. But
Yeah,
I think
like
it's a great
I'm
team.
I'm looking at like Skarm, Rilla, Pult, Volcarona, Tentacruel, and then any of the other five, and or any of the other six, I should say. That looks like an
Conquer,
OU
Maldo, and
team.
Sigilif aren't even bad.
Yeah,
Like they're memes, but they're not even bad.
yeah, that looks like a kind of classic OU team.
Yeah, I could see it. I could absolutely see it. I think this is a very, very competent team. Um, like hazards wise, you have for rocks. Oh, actually, hold up. This is one issue.
I mean,
So you have
Skarm,
spikes with Skarm. You have T
Spikes and
spikes with
Rocks.
spikes and rocks. My bad.
I mean,
Okay, I guess you got both.
you got
And
T
then Armaldo
spikes.
got rocks.
Yeah, Armaldo gets rocks. Tentacle gets T spikes. I don't think that's that big of an
You
issue.
have great removal actually
It's
though. You have
it's very easy to pack rocks on Skarm, so I'm
Viv
not
has
too
five
worried.
spinners.
Yeah, Tentacruel, Armaldo, Hitmontop, G-Mime, more Pekko. Yeah, ha!
You gotta share some. What's the team without any? Was it Mario or M1?
I think neither of them had spinners, I want to say.
One of them didn't have any removal. Viv needs to share. Jesus Christ.
Viv now
And then
swapping
Skarm
out
gets
Arbok for
defog.
another 40-point spinner.
Skarm gets defog and Volcarona gets defog, even though you're never running it. But like, damn, you got options here.
Yeah.
That's
I like
that's really
I
solid.
like Skarm with a bunch of spinners, actually. That's a very cool structure.
Yeah, I think it's really good. And plus with Grass the Terrain too, you're not eliminating it.
Yeah, exactly. So you spin
That's what
instead
I
of
did with
defogging.
my with Terrain. I wanted a good spinner. I think Donphan. I think what's it called? Honestly, I think Tentacruel and Liboom work together than Donphan does. So I think that was I think it's a good move.
Yeah. All right. So that does it for all 16. I almost said 20. All 16 of our teams. Let's take a look at the divisions, shall we? So we have in the Relicanth division Tristan, James, M1, and myself. Armaldo division, the Weather division, remember. Mario, Crispin, Kyle, and Hunter. Also, give me a sec. Boom, there we go. All of them together. if you're looking at the stream, you can see everybody's team cards together. Hey, there we go. Tristan, James, M1, and myself, Drac. Next up, we got the Armaldo division with all the weather. Kyle, Mario, Crispin, and Hunter. Next up, Probobass, Lebo, Thomas, Argonaut, and Murphy. Murphy, the last weather guy.
Hold up. I think you mean Cradley?
Yeah, I probably meant Cradley.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're right. I meant Cradley. Sorry, I have the folders named wrong in OBS. Now for the real Probobass division. We have Viv, Mike, Bick, and Rob. Old Bobby. All right. So those are our divisions, everybody.
Yeah, good stuff. I love the names. And
Yep.
I love being in Cradley.
You
I'm
want
glad I
to
get to
take
be with
a
Thomas and Murphy.
you want to take a quick look at matchups?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So first up, we have Tristan versus James.
Oh god, I need another tab open.
I think Tristan's team is like the literal worst team for James to run into. He's got two extremely strong priority guys, which absolutely fucks Trick Room. And he's got a ton of, well, not a ton of like fast mons, but mons that are fast enough to outrun all of James's stuff. So he's not gonna have to put much speed, if any, investment in anything, and he's just gonna blow stuff up. Like I'm going Tristan.
It really depends how Tristan plans to play around James's hard Trick Room.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if anyone can like throw a wrench in the gears of James, it might be Tristan. However, James's mind is an enigma, and he may even out bamboozle Tristan.
Baby.
I could imagine it. Does Melmetal get Ice Punch?
No. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it only gets T-Punch.
I think it only gets T-Punch. I do think Garchomp does really well. Does he have knockoff? Oh yeah, he's King Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaning Tristan.
Yeah.
By a hair.
Not by a hair. I think Tristan is gonna like wipe the floor. I think Tristan's gonna prove why James's team really suffers with that speed.
It would help if James had a bit more speed. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got M1 against myself, Drac. I'm obviously picking myself. Come on.
You're obviously picking yourself.
Uh-huh. Mel does get Ice Punch? Okay, it gets Ice Punch. Cool.
Oh, it does. Interesting.
Alright, good for him.
I think there's... Zamazenta is going to be a problem for a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
This one, you're going to need to you're going to need to play around carefully with, because Zoroark is a thing. Mm-hmm. And also, you just need to be careful, because Crook and Gyarados can get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Though I will point out...
All they need is one in.
I will point out that Zama's faster than both of them.
Oh, it is.
M1's also picking me.
Oh, all right. If M1's picking you, I'm sorry, M1. I gotta pick Drac.
All right. All right. Next up, we got Mario against Hunter. All right. What does? Hunter's got the water absorber. He's got the water absorber for Vish.
He's got the ultimate one. Yeah, he's got the Volcanion.
Ooh, Volcanion's a big ass issue for Mario, actually.
Volcanion's actually
that's spooky.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah, and also Volcanion outspeeds Tyranitar, I believe.
Yeah, T-Tar's 61.
This could actually be a major thing. Porygon Z is going to be the natural response to try and take out Volcanion. I'm sure Terra Electric T-Bolt will do well, or just adaptability Tri-Attack will kick ass.
You know something funny about neutralizing gas? So let's say PZ comes in on something, not G-Weezing, gets the special attack boost. G-Weezing switches in, dies. The next thing that comes in is going to trigger download again because PZ has gotten its ability back.
Damn.
It's just one of those cute, funny interactions.
That is kind of neat.
I don't see that.
Kind of cute.
I don't see that plausibly really happening.
Yeah, I think Dracovish is kind of neutered here. It's gonna depend on a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I mean Mega Venu resists the Vicious Rend.
Yeah. It's gonna rely on PZ kind of taking advantage of what it can.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm leaning Hunter here.
Drudigan has the rough skin to probably eat 2 Vicious Rends, I would say.
Does
Hunter's team poses some problems for Vish.
Does Hunter have a ghost though, or what's his steal?
I think we covered this. He doesn't have a steal.
Oh, so yeah, PZ. Okay, so Hunter. Well, Hunter can easily do with Vish. I don't know how he's gonna do with Dracovish.
With PZ, you mean? Yeah.
I mean PZ.
PZ is gonna be a big ol' issue. I'm gonna take Mario. Taking Mario. You already said You already said Hunter. We're moving on. We can't opine forever.
We can't.
Next up, we have Kyle against Crispin.
Not even a fighting.
The stream's going to go for 2 hours. I'm trying to wrap it up, please.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Crispin against Kyle. Weather v. Weather. Crispin might inadvertently be giving some sun boosts to...
Damn, this really is Weather v. Weather. To Bolt.
Yeah, to Bolt.
And just the overheats, too, on Rotom. Why not?
My inclination is that Kyle's team is a bit too well balanced to be thrown out by Sun, because obviously Kyle knows Sun is coming and he's going to get to prep for that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean, I
that's a
guess
lot of threats on
Mandibuzz.
Crispin.
There's a lot of threats on Crispin, but Mandibuzz is probably gonna sit on Moon.
I don't know about sit. Like, you can
Stand.
foul
Maybe
play
Rockily
it.
stand.
You can foul play it, but foul
Yeah.
play doesn't get the proto boost, I believe.
I mean, Exegol EQing hurts a lot. Damn, this is straight nasty.
This is
This is a. I don't
very
even
like
know.
we. This is like
I
some
thought
matches are
Crispin
like
at
kind of
first.
balanced where somebody may have a slight edge. This match feels like a seesaw where one wrong play and it just whoop, completely flips and it's unwinnable for one
I
of
don't
them.
even know. These are both really strong, scary ass teams. Kyle's more balanced, but Crispin's is more just ball to the wall Sun.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Kyle.
I was leaning Kyle as well. I
I
think.
think Raging Bolt will help a lot, and Manibuzz might be able to just sit on a couple things.
Hmm.
I think Raging Bolt might save Kyle's ass
Yeah.
if Crispin's not careful.
Though I mean, like, say there's a sun boosted Tusk that just head smashes Mandibuzz, it might just die. It depends how he's
Does
spec'd, but
does it get head smash? Or
yeah,
do you mean the ground move?
Tusk gets head smash. No, I was talking about
Oh,
head
sick.
smash.
Okay.
I think I'm giving it to Kyle as well.
Okay.
Next up, we have Thomas against Argonaut. Boom, there.
I think Thomas. I really like Thomas's team a lot.
I like
complained
Thomas's
a
team a
bit. We
lot.
complained a bit about. I think Argonaut's team is really cool,
Hmm.
but I think the double mega thing kind of hurts him, and I think the double fires kind of hurt him,
Uh
and I
huh.
think Thomas can kind of. I think Thomas's team matches up really well against it.
Yeah, I could see Greninja just not even doing the battle bond thing, but doing Protean U-turn, and I think that'll cause Argonaut a lot of headache.
Greninja beats both Bro and Tangros
That's what I
and
mean.
Moltres.
So if you
Yeah.
have Greninja in against them, like he's
Ops.
obviously compelled to switch out,
Considerable.
and you just Protean U-turn on stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta go Thomas.
I but Argonaut has Mega Mawile,
He does.
who, although I don't
He
think
has
Mega
Mega
Mawile
Mawile.
can do much to Steelix. Like, okay, you can
He has
Brick
Fire
Break.
Fang, but
You
and
can.
Brick Break. But I think
I I also.
yeah.
I'm gonna pick differently. I'm picking Argonaut.
Okay. I do think Sucker can do some real good work against Thomas.
Hmm.
But
Next up,
yeah.
we got Murphy against you, Lebo.
I think Murph's team is really, really sick. I inadvertently did help him with a couple
Hmm.
suggestions. I gotta give it to myself though.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, you got the faster 2x sweeper
I
with
got the
Lee.
faster 2x sweeper.
Hmm.
I got the I had a lot of confidence in myself. Murphy's been out of the game for a bit,
Hmm.
so I might be able to fool him on some information
I
points
know
he
what
might
you're.
not
I
know.
know. I know exactly what you're thinking. I'm not gonna speak it into existence and help prep for your
I don't
opponent.
know if we'll talk
Yeah,
after.
we'll
We'll talk
talk
after. I don't
after.
know.
I know what you're thinking though.
Um,
I'm gonna pick you though.
okay. I think Murphy has a pretty good shot though. I think Murphy's team will take him pretty damn far. I think he's a very, very solid team.
Yeah, Murphy's got a great team. You picking
Viv
yourself
and
then
Mike.
too? I agree. I
Yeah,
take
I'm
it.
picking myself.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm picking
cool.
myself.
Next up, we have Mike against Viv, aka Swaz.
Ooh.
Uh, hmm.
Ooh.
I think Mike never knows what to do about Dragapult, so I'm gonna pick Viv. I think Mike has drafted Dragapult like 3 times and done nothing with it, and I feel like every single time he
uh,
faces Dragapult, he has some comment to make, like, "I can't believe he ran that set." Like, well, I can believe it. Not to diss Mike, I just feel like I've heard this story a
I
bunch. You know what
understand.
I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Um, I think Mike can do it, but I'm gonna give it to Viv too. I think Viv's team is very, very good. I think
Yeah.
Viv's team is very, very good. However, I think Gouging Fire could also just kind of win.
That's true. Yeah, gouge.
I think Gouging is also just really good.
I mean, if Mike finds the right time to get in that like proto attack boosted like
Yeah,
Gigants, that's spooky. Although,
I think Gouge.
although I think adamant gouge is slower at +1 is slower than regular pult.
Honestly, I fully believe that.
I haven't
I
run any
fully
calcs,
believe
but
that.
that's just my belief. I believe in my heart of hearts.
I, I wouldn't be that shocked. Um, I, I, I think Viv is more likely, but I'm gonna give it to Mike.
All
I think
right.
Mike. I believe in Mike.
Next up and last, we have Bick against. Let me find his team
Rob.
card. I know it's Rob. Oh, it's
Oh, okay,
Bobby.
okay.
That's why it's named as Bobby in
Yeah.
OBS. That's why I couldn't find it.
Oh yes.
All right,
Um,
Bobby against Bick.
I'm giving this. I'm giving this. I'm giving it to Bick.
Um, yeah, it's tough. I listen. Bick is an amazing battler and prepper, and Bobby sometimes flounders. I'll give it to you straight. He sometimes struggles like with what his game plan is. So I hope he's got something solid for Bick, because otherwise it's not going to look pretty.
I think there's a lot of nasty stuff here, and if let's say Ditto takes advantage of a setup sweep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thundo Eye can always threaten the T Wave.
That's true. Exactly.
Wacky is priority. Uh,
He has
Samurott
good
has
anti-ditto
Sucker.
tech.
He has
Also,
good
anything
anti-Ditto
with
tech,
substitute is good anti-ditto tech.
and a lot of this stuff runs substitute.
Right.
Val often runs it. Jolteon often rubs it.
And it's a lot
Runs it.
easier to run sub when you've got a grassy terrain guy on your team.
Yeah, true.
I will say Bick was very overjoyed to see Obstagoon was not the Terra captain.
Yeah, he was in fact overjoyed. So, maybe Rob will want to change that in a future week.
Hey, it's still
But
there's still time for
this.
week 0 trays and
Oh,
pickups.
there is time. You're right. Yeah.
Though
So Rob, if you want to mess with Bick, you know what to do.
I don't see Rob changing his mind.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna give it to Bick for this one.
I'm also gonna give it to Bick. But that does it for the stream. It's been a hot 2 hours and 5 minutes. Thank you everybody for watching. I just have one more thing to ask. Lebo, my co-host, is this week the most important week of the season?
This is the first week. This is absolutely the most important week of the season.
There you have it.
Standards will be made. Energies will
Absolutely.
be garnered.
You're setting yourself up for the rest of the season with this week. If you fail, you might as well quit. That's a joke.
You,
That's a joke. Don't do that. Don't quit if you
Please
lose
don't.
the
Please
first
don't
season
quit.
week. But thank you everybody for watching. This has been the PFL's Inside the PFL of not. I guess this is the Inside the PFL, but it's the draft breakdown.
Ayo.
Thank you everybody for watching, and good night.
Good night.